Brand new hockey happy hour coming at you live. We got live reaction to the Flyers and the Islanders. We got Jimmy. We got Evan joining us from the Flight Zone. We're going to have some fun tonight. Don't miss it. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Never miss a thing that HUD has to do. Let's get at it.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck night! Oh, this game he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour live on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Tsutsudi, along with the Dark Wing, Brian Daly.
What up?
No broken one tonight, but he is here in spirit. But here tonight joining us in the Flight Zone, Jimmy and Evan. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. It's awesome. I get to talk some hockey. Was at the game last night. I wish we came on when the Flyers were doing a little bit better, but after what I saw last night, I do need to get some things off my chest about this team. So I am very excited to talk about them.
Oh, well, and this is a perfect place to do that because we have done nothing but talk about the Flyers and how they have absolutely just mentally tortured us all fucking year long with no end in sight. So,
yeah, I did.
Good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that this team was just that I had high hopes for them. They were my favorite team going into this sports calendar out of the 4 teams, and they just ripped my heart out, like you said. So
Eastern Conference Final or bust, right? That's what it was.
That's what Evan and I were saying. So
I was saying the same thing as you guys. I mean, just going out and making the moves that they made. I mean, Ryan Ellis, that was a huge deal. You bring in experienced guys that have had letters on their sweaters, and Yandel and Broussard and Cam Atkinson. And I mean, Atkinson's been the only one really performing all season long consistently. So, I mean, I get it. I was with you guys. I was Eastern Conference or bust.
Yeah, they just couldn't get away with injuries, all the injuries, the COVID and all that. But now they're all like a little bit together besides Ellis and some other guys here and there, but it's just not looking good. Well, like no good team. Like at this point of the season, you can't even do you really like want them to make playoffs? I don't think any team that loses 2 consecutive 10 in a row losses should even talk about playoffs. Like it's just disgusting.
No, part of me agrees because I wanna see them like kind of tank and get maybe a franchise changing player. But
yeah,
I mean, like I was saying to Jimmy on the Light Zone a few minutes ago here. There's no guarantees in the draft lottery anymore. So even if they do finish in dead last, they're not guaranteed first round pick anymore.
No.
So I mean that's a huge downfall, especially when you have prized franchise changing guys like Shane Wright or Alex Lafreniere a couple years ago. It sucks, but you could wind up being like Detroit, being the worst team in the league, and you still have the number 4 overall pick. But I mean, obviously they made out pretty well with Lucas Raymond, who's leading Calder, but. It just sucks because there's no guarantees, even if you decide to say, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah.
No guarantee anymore.
So today, as always, the Hockey Happy Hour brought to you by Body Check Wellness, created by Riley Cote. And you can use the promo code there at the bottom, A2D, for 25% off your order. And it's a great line of products. They use hemp. They also have THC-free ones. They've got edibles, gummies, ointments. They're great for if you're dieting, if you're working out, if you're just trying to stay focused on a task or an assignment of some kind, or just kind of getting motivated to go do something. Instead of just, feeling like crap. You wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I did not get enough sleep. This is the kind of stuff that makes you feel like, no. Today's going to be one of those days where I actually get shit done, which, makes you feel better. Makes you feel like you're not being a lazy sack of crap.
Daryl Morris.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a lazy sack of crap, so I think it kind of works.
Well, then this is a way to not be that.
Don't be like me.
And as always, our question that is available on the Twitter poll and what have you. The Flyers could trade Claude Giroux for a first-round pick. Agree or disagree? Gentlemen, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna let Evan go first because I like the facial expression he's making.
Yeah. See, that's a good one because there's the last few years we've seen a pretty consistent Claude Giroux. Like he's besides last year, I believe he was leading the Flyers in points. But he's just been so consistent. Now to trade him for a number one pick means that we are tanking. And do I think they'll then get one? I think they can. For a team that's desperate enough to make the playoffs or to make a big playoff run, I think they'd throw a first rounder at you. I don't know though. It just depends.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I would say it would have to be to a contender. So that pick would be what, 29, 30, 28, whatever one around there.
You're probably in the 25 to 32 mark.
Yeah, so you think I think they'll look at you and say, hey, you guys haven't done anything. You guys haven't done anything since 2010. He's been your captain since then. And look, I'm a Giroux guy. I love Giroux. Mm-hmm. But at this point in his career, you're going to have him for the rest of this year, and then he's going to be a free agent. It would have to be to the Lightning or to Vegas. It would have to be one of those two teams. And I don't know if it could be a first-round pick. I think you can maybe get a second pick for him, but I don't think it could be first round just because of everything that's gone down in this organization. He's been the leader for this long now, and we have nothing to show for it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be a first-round pick. And if it is, it sure as hell should not be higher than 25. So
The only problem though is he's got a no movement clause, so he will have to waive the
no trade clause.
The clause to move. So I think he's got certain teams in mind, and it could be Vegas, could be Tampa. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people think that he's going to wind up back up north in Canada. A lot of people are saying Montreal for some reason. But on the other side of it too is if you do trade him, and I do think you can get a first. I actually think you can get a little bit more than that, just because of he's still producing. I mean, I get it. He's got his thing in the playoffs, whatever. I just think this team has never really fully built around him the way they should have. So with that, and the fact that he's still producing, you can definitely pull down a first. It's just a matter of where. To me, I don't know how many teams are going to be able to pull in another 8. What's he making? 8 and change on his cap hit.
Yeah,
that's something that I was concerned about too. I think it's up near 9 this year, if I'm not mistaken. But a team that, I mean, you got a team like Tampa Bay. I don't know what their salary cap is right now, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have just $9 million to just eat in like that. So you would have to get a guy in return, or they would have to do something. So
they were definitely. This is where I'm going with. You're going to get a little bit more than that, and I agree with Sully here, who's over on YouTube. You can definitely get more than that because you're going to definitely need the player because you got to lose the cap here. With the flat cap now, with how it's been since COVID, a lot of teams don't have a lot of extra cap space. So some of these more contending teams like Vegas, like Tampa, they're all sitting on that real low mark, like probably 6 figures or less. When you have teams like Ottawa, you have teams like Detroit, you have teams like Anaheim who are sitting 15 mil over. 20 mil over, 25 mil over, depending on the team. I think Ottawa's like 25 mil over. Arizona's like 25 mil over. So I don't see him going to any of those teams. But, I mean, he definitely deserves a cup, and I want to see him go to a contender, and I think that we'll get more than a first for him.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I hope that. I mean, they're in the rebuilding stage. They have a bunch of good role players, but like I've been saying for the past – I don't know how long. They never got that sniper for Giroux. Like Giroux has always needed a sniper like Panarin from New York. When he went to New York, I was baffled. Like why wouldn't you just try and spend the farm on Artemi Panarin? so that you could pair him with Claude Giroux. Like Giroux and Panarin would. How many points do you think they'd be able to get in a season?
I mean, he had 103 with Yager.
Exactly. So,
although I think Panarin
What do I
wanted
know?
to go to the Rangers specifically.
He was saying
Yeah.
he was like a Rangers fan growing up or something like that. Like Shattenkirk was when he was originally on the market. And I wanted Shattenkirk in Philly. He wound up going to the Rangers because he was like, you know, I'm a New York guy. I grew up here. This is my team growing up. I just love to play for it. And he wound up playing for him. And I think it was the same situation with Panarin. Obviously, he didn't grow up in New York.
Yeah. I would just think money would talk, and if you offer him a contract, he can't deny.
Money
but
does. Oh, it definitely talks. It definitely talks, especially if you have the right agent, like Panarin does.
I mean,
Getting him-
you look at
what is
Torrey.
Maddie, what is he making? Like 10 mil a year on his cap hit, something like that.
Yeah, he's making a nice sum from Broadway. Yeah.
I mean, you look at Torrey Krug too, who loved it in Boston, and he got that massive contract in St. Louis. That's what I would have thought about maybe the Flyers being able to do that with Panarin, but I don't know.
Yeah, my only question with that though is you know, how much of that was Boston actually wanting him back?
That is true too.
Because they loved him, and that fan base loved him as well. And you know, it was tough to see him go. But I mean, he's having success in St. Louis. That team's still a pretty solid team in the Western Conference. You're right. Money talks, and then sometimes you have that situation where it's just like, all right, you're just asking too much of us. We can't bring you back for that. And I think that's what the situation was with Torrey Krug.
Yeah,
it's what the situation was with Alex Pietrangelo, who's now in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, Sully's saying Sam Bennett and Nick Foligno got first round picks. Gee, will get better. And
that's the comment I was talking about.
Yeah, Benny Station saying agree. Simply because this is a large market, one will overpay. Trust me, we overpaid Kevin Hayes.
They'll definitely overpay. They'll definitely overpay, especially for you know, a guy who's got a C on his chest. So
yeah,
and I kind of hope wherever he goes, if he does go, and I don't even know. I know NBA and NHL is a lot different, but you look at guys like Lillard for Portland, and then Beal for Washington. They kind of want to stay in those stinky markets because they're the guy there. I don't know if Giroux feels that way about Philly, where he just kind of he started here, he had some flashes. He had some success. He's probably in the top top 10 for one of the greatest Flyers ever.
Yeah,
top three.
Top three.
I mean, I didn't want to come on here and say he's my favorite. I think he's the best of all time. So that's why I said top 10.
Hey, don't be afraid to fly the Giroux flag around here. We ain't hating on him like half the fan base is.
Yeah, I love me some Claude Giroux, and I'm wondering if he wants to go anywhere but Philly. If he just wants to try and fix it here and ride it out.
I had on my Philly all top 5, and everyone's laughing in the group chat. Like, what you laughing at now?
Yeah, I mean, look at it. I mean, he's number 2 all time in points. He's number 2 in all time power play points. He's had success. He's been a huge piece for this organization, and it's just a shame that the culture is just not where it should be. You know, the culture died with Snyder, and I hate saying it, but it's the truth. You know, it's the changes are coming to Daryl Ogden's comment here, but it's got to start with the ownership. You got to be able to build some kind of a culture. Look at these teams that are having success. I was saying this last week too. The teams that are having the most success in this league, are the teams that have ownership that have built a culture, not just in the locker room but within the organization. Even some of the ones that aren't, you know, teams that are starting to come out of the rebuild. Anaheim has a great culture. The Kings have a great culture in their organization. Minnesota Wild have a great culture in their organization. That drives not only free agents to come there, but it drives guys to play for not just the paycheck, not just for the stats, but for the sweater, for the logo on the sweater.
Well, it doesn't help the fact that the organization has not exactly been, what's the word for it? Organized. I think it's been a little chaotic, and that hasn't helped anything either. Yeah, you go through how many GMs within a decade, you go through how many coaches within a decade. It's just that kind of chaos does not exactly breed a whole hell of a lot of, hey, I'm going to go to Philadelphia. I'm going to go to a team that can't find a head coach or get itself fucking organized. Yay, I'm so excited to go there. May not be Buffalo, but it's turning into it slowly but surely, which is not good.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay guys a little bit more to come to Philly, honestly. Because, I mean, I definitely agree that hockey players are one of the most – they can take shit. Like, if you boo them, they're not going to go out and cry like Joel did and all these other dudes. But
Danny Green.
yeah. Jesus.
Hate that guy.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's not. You're gonna have to persuade a lot of guys to join this Flyers team because it's not okay. The future's not as bright as we thought it would be.
No, and a lot of that I do blame on Ron Hextall. Believe it or not, I mean a lot of his draft picks are not panning out to what they thought they would be. I mean, I know, Ev, you and I see differently here, and I know you knew it was coming at some point. Carter Hart's been one of the only bright spots of Ron Hextall's tenure. TK had a couple good years. Sean Couturier got paid, and he's kind of disappeared.
Yep.
Provy, hit or miss on the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's tough to see. And then some of the guys that Chuck has drafted have already started to come out and flourish a little bit. Like Wade Allison last year. I mean, unfortunately, he's been battling a little bit of an injury now. I think he said he sprained his MCL, so he's going to be out for a little bit longer. You got guys that are starting to really like compete and really, take steps forward. And those other guys that I mentioned seem to be taking steps back. Minus Hart. Hart, he's having a great year despite the team in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can even go as far to say Sanheim. Sanheim, I'm still waiting for Sanheim to have a good year.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah, I mean, when he was drafted as a really good defensive skater, good vision, good physicality. I see the physicality. Can't cover a guy. Anytime a player gets around him, he always stumbles and falls trying to rotate his skates. It's just a mess from top to bottom, this organization. And I think, like I said, once you change ownership, you build a culture. I think this team's going to be desirable to come to again.
Absolutely. We've gotten a lot of great comments in here from Daryl Ogden, who was going on saying, why not? Something has to change. He refuses to shoot anyway. Great face-off guy. I was talking about Giroux there. And they said culture died when Comcast took over, which was when Ed Snyder passed away. Then, of course, we've got Don here. Kevin Dixon saying, what's up, fellas? What's up, Kev? He's saying, question. What is the longest losing streak in NHL history? And I believe if he's asking that question, he knows the answer. So
usually he'll take a shot, but I don't think he's taking a shot there. I think he legit is asking. I think the answer is 18. I'm gonna verify that though.
All right,
Buffalo last year, wasn't it?
It could Buffalo very well have been. Yeah,
and then we lost. I think that's what it was. Weren't they on a 19 or 18, and then we
18? It was 18 last year, I believe. And we had when the Flyers were
against.
Rob said 18.
Still trying to roll in, yeah.
So it's probably true if Rob's saying 18. Kevin's saying
18
honestly,
games winless.
And it was Buffalo.
It was Buffalo, yeah.
All right then. Well.
Oh, sorry,
gentlemen.
It's a tie. It's a tie, Maddie. You'll appreciate this. So, two teams have tied the record for the longest winless streak. It is the 2003-2004 Pittsburgh Penguins and the Buffalo Sabres from last year.
So the pre-Crosby era, really shitty last place Penguins, and God, I wish they could go back to that. And the Buffalo Sabres, who haven't been shit in a decade. So there you go. Hey, goals, gentlemen. The Flyers have some to reach. But let's see here.
Can only go up from here.
Yeah. Kevin's saying, honestly, just hopefully whichever two teams will make to the Stanley Cup will be an epic hockey game. And then let's see here. Chris saying, trade whoever we can, keep the young core, recoup draft picks. We sent away on these two horrible trades. 2 years, we will be back in contention. I don't know if you're going to do a rebuild, I would suggest we don't try to get back into contention in 2 years. I would suggest we take our time with young talent this time around because, we've had a habit of not always developing our young talent or, chucking them into the deep end and saying, oh, you sank? Oh, well, that sucks. Well, we drowned another one, boys. All right, who are we going to go grab this time to execute? Somebody? Oh, this kid from North Dakota? All right, hey, can you swim? No? Oh, well, too bad. It's about 8 feet. Good luck, fucker. Anyway.
Oh, man, Troy hurts my heart with this comment. He says GTA 6 will come out when the Phillies and the Flyers are good again. Oh, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Because,
Natty, I got a question.
Sure.
What you just said about throwing young talent into the deep end, do you think that is why Travis Sanheim and Travis Konecny and guys like that have looked bad over the past year and a half? Or do you think they're just not that good?
I think it's a bit of both. I think that they might have been overrated when they were picked, but at the same token, I think also at the same time, they were kind of quickly put into the NHL when they got a chance. Konecny spent 1 year in the minors. Provy spent no years in the minors. And then Sanheim spent, I think, maybe 2 years. And unfortunately, I think under a developmental coach like Hackstall, they thrived. Under other coaches, they have not thrived. Although Konecny was okay under Vigneault, many people have questioned his history with young talent and how he has not always cultivated young talent very well. So I definitely think that may have had something to do with it. But that's not taking the players off the hook because I think that they have also got to hold some of their share of the blame and not adjusting well. It's like you are still expected to perform, and they didn't do that. So I think it's a bit of both. And, we've had a history of it, and it's no surprise, that it happened again. But at the same token, too, they still didn't perform, and we may have overrated them when we picked them. Got to be something to say for that. Although Provy seems to have been finding his offensive game, I would like for him to continue finding more of a defensive game, but I know he's more of an offensive guy, and it's just a shame he doesn't have Ellis with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just asked that question because yesterday I was up at the top. I was in section 207, and it was right above the net.
Yeah.
And I was watching Konecny in particular. I was watching very closely, and he just had a hard hockey game yesterday. He's still having his pesty ways where he's trying to get underneath the team's skin, which I love about Konecny. But when you do it and you're losing 13 games in a row, that's when I start to look at you a little side-eye. He's turning the puck over at will. It seemed like every shift he had a turnover. And I look, Konecny was one of my guys, and I'm just, do we try and move on from him? Do we try and get whatever we can from him? I don't know.
At this point, I'm on board of, we got to get rid of him. It's like, was it all his fault? No, I think the Flyers have some blame that they got to take for that. But also I think that he hasn't adjusted very well. So, yeah.
It was just like the Gostisbehere thing. Like, you're good for 2 years, good for a year. You do good during a Winter Classic game, and next thing you know, you suck. So,
a lot of people are saying, hey, we shouldn't have traded Gostisbehere because he, believe it or not, on a very bad Arizona team, he's having a very quietly good season. But Jimmy, I'm with you. Like, I'm looking at some of these other guys, like a little side-eyed myself. Like, I haven't been on the Konecny train for 2 years. I fell off after 2 years ago.
I didn't do anything in the bubble.
Right. And then another guy I'm kind of a little side-eyed on, and a lot of people will probably not agree with me on this one, is Couturier. Couturier got his contract extension. Where'd he go? He's not the complete 200-foot player that he was.
I agree.
He used to be the guy that you could rely on in the face-off circle, the guy you could rely on to shut guys down. No, he hasn't been that 200-foot guy.
Lost it.
And
it's a shame because that's a guy
that's lost a little bit of that scoring touch too.
Yeah.
I think this whole team just got exposed by New York in that bubble series. Ever since then, New York just beat them to the ground with their toughness, and we have no players that are physical or aggressive like those top flight teams have, like the contenders have. Like they have a toughness about it. There's nobody on the team that has that grit to them. Nobody that has that toughness. Nobody has that
No one wants to
physicality.
fight either. I
There's
want
board
like
players. It's not even
if
about
you're-
fighting. It's just being able to hold your own against the boards. Like this team
Yeah.
has not had that, and we
No.
got exposed in that Islanders series.
Yeah, that year they did, but fortunately they're getting one of their tough guys back. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Nate Thompson is officially taking the ice, so he should be back. He should be back within the next few weeks. Sully wants to know, and Evan, Jimmy, I want to throw this one to you guys first. Is there anybody that you guys are looking forward to as far as prospects go for this team?
I mean, if Cam York and Wade Allison don't, if they count, then those two.
Yeah, they
But
count.
I mean, you look at a guy like Connor Booneman, who he is what he is now. He's played some NHL games, hasn't really flashed. Twarinzinski, is he still even on the roster?
I think he's in Seattle now.
Yeah, he was
I
taken.
mean, you have all those guys that are they're just I mean, I'm hoping that Chuck can continue to draft guys like Wade Allison, like Cam York, but it's tough to say. I don't think there's anybody but Cam York and Wade Allison,
It's because it's a defense. Like we need a defenseman. And I mean, Cam York's doing well enough, I guess, in the minors. So, like, it doesn't really hurt to throw these guys in right at this point.
Well, he was
Right now,
he's
not
on
at all.
he's on the
now
line
you're
with-
giving Yandel as soon as they drop the puck becomes the new Iron Man.
96
So-
games or 956.
It's I forget. They just had it. They just had it on the screen. It's
Yeah, he
something,
was
something
tied
along those
last-
lines.
He was tied yesterday, and now
Yeah.
he's
So once they drop the puck, it's he's officially in the lead now. But yeah,
Wow.
I mean Benny says it here. So you got Tyson Forster, who's a really good offensive shot, great vision. They compare him a little bit, his shot especially to Ovechkin.
Mhm.
Zamula, I haven't seen enough of Zamula, but Zamula is another one that I know a lot of guys are big on. Jackson Cates is another one that guys are big on. Zade Wisdom, a lot of people ride high. They're comparing him a little bit to.
I want to see
Wayne
Wisdom
Simmons.
play. I want to see him play. It's been like, what do you guys think about Wade Allison? He was drafted 2016.
I love him.
I like him. He's got that. He's kind of got a fight. He's that feisty player that you need, like in the sense of being a forward. If Risto's a feisty player on the defensive end, then Allison's a feisty forward, and you need those kind of players. He's kind of like McEwen in that regard. McEwen's the kind of guy who's not afraid to go into the dirty area and kick some ass to get that puck. And Allison's kind of the same way. He's got that hunger to try and score. He's got that hunger to get to the puck. That's. I mean, hell, JJ called him a junkyard dog. We still call him that.
Yeah.
And there's a good reason to call him that,
Yeah.
The
only thing about him,
the only thing that he does, and first of all, you see him skate with energy. You see him play with energy. You see him go into the dirty areas. Dude crashes the net like nobody I've seen on that team in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing about him is he will crash the net. He will get the dirty goal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we did draft him about 5 years ago, but his injuries are catching up to him, unfortunately. But I hope he makes it because I think he would be a pretty good player just for impact and just for the culture. I feel like the Philly or the Flyers team has just lost like the bully mentality. Like now we're getting bullied.
I mean, this league isn't really necessarily that kind of league anymore. I mean, it's more of like a finesse league, but you still need guys. You still need those type of guys. You still need those great guys. Which is why they went out and got Nate Thompson. Unfortunately, he had a shoulder injury. They went out and got Yandel, who can play a physical game. You got Risto, who can play a physical game because we saw last year this team got pushed around way too many times. As we're getting ready for puck drop here in a minute, it's just tough because this team is. Benny said it best. They're lacking a massive identity. They have none.
Oh yeah.
To be where they are, and to be coming off, you didn't make the playoffs last year, but you made it the year before. You still have no identity. You still don't know what you're doing yet. It's tough for this team, especially for some of these older guys that are like Giroux running out of time here. Not necessarily in their career, but running out of time here in Philly.
Yeah. right now, as it stands at this point, it's just one of those things of, as the game just got started, that where the Flyers are at right now, there is one good thing. If you do hit the reset button and you do blow it up, there are some young players, like we talked about, players like a Cates, like a York, like a Hart. They're young enough to where they can be here for a rebuild, and it's not the end of the world. They're that young. So you could create an identity for those guys as you start to build in more young players. The thing is, though, is that once you start and once you commit, there's no going back. You got to finish this and see it through. You can't half-ass it, because once you do that, you're screwed. And the organization, I stated this last week, and I will keep stating it until they fucking show to me that they're going to do it, is that you got to be united. Yes, not saying don't check and balance each other, but stay focused on your goal, and everyone's got to have the same goal. And that way you could build this team's identity properly. And then when it's ready, then you could start making some deals. Then you can start making some trades once you're an actual cup contender. Oh, my God, the Flyers just scored. Off of a bad angle.
He's ahead of us.
Giroux has delayed live sports.
And it was Claude Giroux who scored it, by the way.
Wow.
Flyers need Zach Ronaldo. That's Jimmy's guy.
I still knows my guy. I hate Zach Ronaldo.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is something that they haven't done that much this year. That was a really good forecheck by Giroux. He got down in the corner with whoever the Islanders defenseman was, and he fought for that puck. He dug for it.
Wow.
And that's what I always tell. That's what I always say every show. Just throw the puck on net. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, being at the game last night, that's what they were doing all game yesterday. They just wouldn't shoot the puck. I mean, they were going after it on the forecheck with Ristolainen was getting down deep into the boards. McEwen, which he's been doing it all year. But those two guys in particular, I loved them yesterday. I don't think I think you got to stick with Ristolainen, especially since you got rid of your first round pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love Risto. I think he can be. I would love to see him with Provorov, to be honest. If you have other guys on those other two defensive lines, but that's exactly what they were doing all of yesterday. They just couldn't shoot the puck. That was their problem yesterday.
Yeah,
they try to go for. What I've noticed, they've been doing this for a few years. There's no guy with that shoot first mentality. You have one, and he's leading the team in goals. And that's Cam Atkinson. You have one guy with that shoot first mentality.
You don't think
there's a lot of passing. There's a lot of passing.
I think Farabee's a shoot first type of guy, right?
He has his moments.
I love.
But anytime Cam gets the puck, it's shoot.
Yeah.
The few games I watched this year is just so many it's just getting too cute. Just shoot the damn puck.
No, that I saw that at the end of the game, right before Dallas scored that goal. They were down in Dallas's end for a short period. They were just passing the puck around, not taking shots.
Oh, yeah.
And when they did, they advertised it. So it was an immediate they're going to block it now because you showed it. And then sure enough, they would take the shot because they would try to do the fake. You lift the stick up, put it back down. It's like, and then they would pass it and shoot. It's like, you showed a fake. You don't pass the puck to that person to shoot the puck because they're looking for it. The fuck are you doing? Seriously.
Yeah, and Giroux scored.
Yeah, Anthony hates Giroux.
By the way.
Anthony, I just don't get it. I mean, I get why, but I just don't get it.
And Chris saying crazy goal. And Troy kind of puts that in perspective. You can't afford to pull a Phillies. Yeah, that's true. Can't afford to pull a Phillies. Not like the Phillies where they're the only. They've been around for 100+ years. It's like the Phillies kind of have a long tradition that they can keep up. The Flyers not so much.
Troy, I think we've been the Phillies. Like the Flyers have been the Phillies in the regards since 2010. Both teams have done nothing since 2010, 2011. I mean, the Flyers, they made it past the first round one time since the 2010 run, and that was in 2012, and then of course the bubble year. But I don't know.
I agree. I mean, they are the Phillies. I hate saying it, but they really are. They're just. again, it comes back to the culture. When the Phillies were winning from 2007 to what was it, 2011? There was a culture in the clubhouse. Like that thing,
Yeah.
like it sounds as stupid as it sounds, it's a thing. When you have that culture, Jimmy, like we were talking about the 2017 Eagles earlier on the Flight Zone, there was a culture in that locker room that plays such a huge part, like in a team, wanting to have that drive, that motivation to win, to it just makes it better. It just makes the game. It makes everything more fun. You're just not coming to the rink being like, all right, here comes loss number 13 in a row. Here comes loss number 14 in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm
It makes
sure
a
there
huge
was a
difference.
culture.
They just have such a losing culture out of compared to. I mean, there is the Phillies, right? And it's more of just like I said a million times after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, the expectations throughout all the teams are higher than they've ever been before. I think during that run though for the Eagles when they did win the Super Bowl, every other team was doing good. Like you can see the Sixers had that big year until they got double doinked. Like it's just culture throughout the city. Like the orange and black. I mean, they're the redheaded stepchild, like me and Jimmy say sometimes. They're the redheaded stepchild. And I mean, 2 years ago they may have been the hot blonde, but now they're back to their normal. Just they're just unwatchable.
Yeah, Troy Matt Klentak is actually not only is he gone from the Phillies, he's actually off the market already. He's already been hired by the Brewers.
It's horrible.
Watch them win a World Series.
Good for them. Good for us, but horrible for the Brewers.
I think he want to be. I forget the title. Ev, do you know what he was? What was he hired for?
What for the
special
Brewers?
assistant to something?
Yeah,
was he the tissue guy handing out tissues for when they fuck it all up?
That's a good position. I heard there was heavy competition for it. So.
There's heavy competition, and you get heavy salary for that.
Yeah,
it's baseball. You can demand that high salary.
That's true. Go over and get that luxury tax kind of salary.
I mean, you got pitchers demanding $324 million over X amount of years to play every 5 days, one every 5 days. So,
God damn, that must be a beautiful thing. All you had to do was throw a baseball real well. God damn. Man.
All you need to do is just throw out your elbow and sacrifice it for the rest of your life. You can cut off my elbow for $300 million.
No anesthesia, no nothing. Just take the saw to
it. He's a special assistant. That's all they said. So
special.
So he is the tissue guy. He is the tissue guy.
Oh shit! Flyers just got called on a penalty. McEwen ran into Sorokin behind the net, so interference got called.
Another interesting thing about yesterday, there was no penalties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
First time I've ever.
They let him play.
Honestly,
they let him play.
I've never seen it. I've never seen that before ever.
I thought they were
twice in Flyers history.
Right when I think they were near Hart, and one of our players just absolutely demolished the guy who just pushed his face right into the ground. Remember that? He just throws him to the ground. Nothing's called. That was like, get up. Get up.
I mean, I kind of agree with you, Chris.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a BS call, but I mean, he didn't have the puck. McEwen's he's got to do everything he can to get out of the way, and he did try to get out of the way. You can see it, but
yeah.
I mean, it's tough because he had nowhere to go. You're absolutely right. He had nowhere to go.
Benny's just saying, depends on what the tissue is being used for. Well,
Benny?
sometimes you just got to take care of a little business. Sometimes.
Gross. He's probably getting $1 million contract. I mean,
contract is probably more than that. Yeah.
I would think about it twice,
By the way, somebody asked if we. I think it was Chris. If he asked if we kept our first round pick this year, we did. In the Risto deal was, I think, what he was referring to. We gave up the 2021 first round pick, so we gave up this past draft's.
Yeah, it was the 13th overall in last year's draft. Yeah, what's up, Wheels?
Okay.
You check out Brian Wheeler over there on Kicking It Stateside.
Yeah, throwing out the Penguins, showing his love for his team.
Problem is he can't talk shit. I can talk shit. Y'all can't talk shit.
Oh,
the winning team.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
I think we got
Arsenal
swept
do?
by him, so I can't really
How
say
did
much.
Arsenal do last week?
I think I actually agreed to the poll. Actually, I think their last one with the Arsenal. I think I agreed to it, thinking that they were going to win.
Nah, I'm actually a Liverpool fan. I knew that without our two best guys, I knew we'd pull it off. You know,
Soccer. Everybody wants
this
to
is
say
a different
baseball is
language to
boring.
some people, honestly.
It really is. It really is.
Daryl.
People want to say baseball is boring.
Pittsburgh Refkins.
Right.
Bryce saying, "Yo, what's up, Bryce?"
What's up, Bryce?
And by the way, Eileen, congrats on the move. I saw that she was moved there in the chat.
Absolutely. Good luck down there in Delaware. I know you guys. I know you needed it for a long time, so hopefully you'll find everything you're looking for down there.
Anthony, is it me? But the refs help out other teams because they hate the Flyers, and that's part of the Flyers' losses. I mean, honestly, I would say no, because I've seen them make some real shitty calls just all the way around. They have made some fucking abysmal calls, even in the playoffs.
They'll
They
make
make
you
some
lose
horrible.
12 in a row. That's
Twice
Yeah.
on 2 different occasions. You don't lose
Yeah.
22 games because of the referee.
It's like it's all the ref's fault.
maybe 9 of them. But
Yeah, fuck you, ref. How dare you do your fucking job? We're just trying to go on here, win some hockey games, and you call a penalty on it. Yeah, I know I clearly hacked his arm off, but come on, same right.
And by the way, I know it is. I hate referees just as much as the guy to the next to me, but I am a basketball referee, part time. I understand how difficult it could be to be a referee, and that's where I feel him there. But some referees are just totally egregious. They want to be the center of attention.
Absolutely.
But then I also understand the in the moment calls. That's where I give them a little bit of leeway. Yeah. So I'm kind of 50-50 between referee hate, especially since I've been doing it for 2 years now. Like 3 years ago, I was always against the referees. Mm-hmm. Hated everything about referees. But
there's still some good ones, and we love you too, Wheels. There was a story out. I think it was in the NHL. One of the referees was calling penalties on purpose because of they had a bet, or they had a bad relationship with one of the players. He came out saying, apparently said it on a hot mic too. He's like, yeah, I wanted to call a penalty on, but you didn't give me an opportunity to call a penalty on you, or something along those lines. Wow. There's definitely some politics in it for sure, especially when you hit the pros.
Oh yeah. And they want to try and keep the games as close as possible because it's more fun to referee those types of games. Trust me, I do it. But
I know.
They just heard you, Jimmy. Someone's mom just heard you. You're gonna be
the 4th and 5th grade moms. There's gonna be a riot Saturday morning. Riots will be going on saying ban this referee.
Well, you got no one but yourself to blame. You shouldn't have said that on the air.
There's a lot of
stuff. Honestly, somebody's mom's probably not even listening.
What? They don't want to take a look at us and listen to us and bitch about how the Flyers just suck ass right now.
And they gotta, open the screen and see my ugly mug. No, they probably just run screaming the other way.
Daryl Ogden, I love this. He says, I need McEwen to destroy Cindy, Frankenmalkin, Piss Lawang, and Gunselneck. I actually like a lot. I like those nicknames. Really well done.
I like Gunselneck. Gunselneck's not bad.
That's a good one. Piss Lawang's not bad either.
I'll tell you what, though. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about Zach McGowan. I knew of him in Vancouver and a little bit of the style of his game, but I never really watched him up close. Dude's just a ball of energy. Anytime he's on the ice, he's giving you 110 every time.
It's so far right now, still 1-0. The Flyers did manage to kill off that penalty, so the penalty kill did something good for once. Yay. But for now, still got a very long game left to go, and we'll see as we get further in this first period, second period, and third, what the fuck happens.
So it's 965 for Yandel. That's the new record, and obviously it's going to be in counting as well.
Yeah, so congratulations to him for getting the Iron Man streak. I wish he was better. during that Iron Man streak for the Flyers. But congrats to him though throughout his time playing in the Coyotes organization, the Rangers, the Panthers, and now here in Philadelphia. It's not an easy game, hockey, and playing it for that many games straight, I am surprised he is still able to actually move and walk and do any of the normal functions we take for granted.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Brad, he's not far off from 1,000. He still needs about 100 more points. I think he can do it. He's only 34 or 35. He could easily put up 100 points throughout the rest of his career.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about that in the intermission about Claude Giroux. Is he a Hall of Famer or not? So when we get to the first intermission and to the end of that, we'll definitely be talking about that. Anthony saying, I've been to high school football games where the refs favor one team through the whole game. Any comments on that one, gentlemen?
Nope. I'm just going to say real quick, say goodnight to Daryl. Daryl's jumping out. Appreciate you as always. Hope to see you again next week.
Hopefully.
Appreciate you, Daryl. Have a good one. I agree. Fuck the Penguins.
Yeah. Fuck the Penguins. Fuck that organization. And also,
I think that's to Chris's comment here. I kind of agree. That's you have your two scoring lines, and then you jump down to third and fourth. But I mean, a lot of that has to do with you have some injuries there. You still have some guys in the protocol that haven't come back yet. And actually, I think you're pretty much healthy at this point, minus the guys that are actually hurt. So I think that's
who do we have? We got Couturier, Farabee, and
Hayes
one
is.
other forward
I think Hayes is back hurt again.
Hayes.
And then you have Ellis and there's somebody else.
Allison.
Wade Allison.
Allison's out.
Yeah.
It did.
It sucks because on paper we look like a good roster, a good team, and we're just not winning. I don't know what it is.
If it makes you feel any better, Islanders aren't playing that great either. I mean, they're another one. They have a solid roster. They have a good young goaltender in Ilya Sorokin. These two teams
that was
are
a horrible goal he just let up, though. That was horrible.
Yeah, it happens.
And it figures that we get a bad bounce to go into the net the night that Hart's not starting. But when Jones starts, that bullshit happens. I'm like, great. So the guy that the goaltender of our future, it never happens for. But when the guy that we're only going to have for a year, it always does. It's like, come on, give the fucking kid a break, will you? Jeez.
Jimmy was the jinx, honestly.
Soul Jimmy's fault. Okay, so now we know who to blame when shit doesn't go right.
I killed the team's entire morale, and I did it unintentionally.
Yeah, it's like, damn it,
I didn't even notice that. Chris, good call.
I'm not going to try anymore. I give up.
Linus Sandin's actually making his NHL debut tonight.
I was going to ask that. I wasn't sure if he had made his debut yesterday or if it was tonight. So
I didn't watch it last night. I was watching the Ducks and the Bruins. I was watching the Ducks, pound them down a little bit.
Didn't sound right.
I scored 5 goals against them. We got 10 goals in the last 2 games. I'll take it.
That sounds like a pounding of some kind. But let's see.
We have 10 goals in like the last 15 games.
That's a great job, boys. Great fucking job achieving those goals of a minus whatever the fuck goal difference.
I mean, anytime you can anytime you can put 5 past Andrei Vasilevsky and Tuukka Rask, it's a good week.
Yeah, that definitely counts as a good week. Yeah, and hopefully Sandin can make a good impression here on his debut tonight. Maybe score a goal. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's wearing 36. I think that's him.
Yeah, 36.
Because it's not Connor Brown. It's Connor Brown's 38.
Brad was saying
the great number of Zach Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Great. Great number of
The only thing great about him was his hot-ass girlfriend.
Well, actually, yeah, he did have a hot girlfriend, didn't he?
He's a hockey player.
He is a hockey player, too. Yeah, it's a good point. Even hockey players that make minimal salaries, man, they're pulling some great tails. So,
Hey, girls love hockey players. Why do you think I played? But, it didn't work out so well in my favor.
What did Rob say? Chicks dig sticks. I think that's what he said a few months back.
Six big guys that can actually play the game. I think that was my problem.
It's all right. Just join a couple of beer leagues and it'll be all right.
It wasn't the beer leagues. That's the problem.
Did you go to the bar afterwards?
I was always the gym class hero when we played hockey, but I never learned how to skate. That's what killed me.
And
Jimmy, I think Betty's question here is directed to you.
I would be afraid to, honestly.
That would have explained why we got rid of him after a couple of seasons. It wasn't the fact that he was playing bad or he was just an enforcer that took bad penalties. No, it was because they were afraid he would be, committing murder on Jimmy, so they had to protect him.
Yeah. He was literally. Did you guys see the movie Goon? That's what Zach Ronaldo was.
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
He just beat the shit out of anybody.
But Zach Ronaldo actually had some offensive talent. He can actually score. He wasn't like every time I watch that movie, I think more of like Dan Carcillo, a guy who literally just you went out on the ice and you fought guys. That's all he did.
That's all he did.
And he was literally a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Puck drop. So what are we seeing the over under on car bomb taking a stupid penalty?
And yet,
oh god, it was under 2.
There he goes.
It was like under 2 minutes into a game or a shift.
He still always ended up on Giroux's line though, which was hilarious.
Yeah, actually,
a couple of really nice goals because of Giroux.
Him and also, who had a couple of good real goals with Giroux on that line was Asham too, another guy who used to fight every 5 fucking minutes.
It was Asham, Giroux, and Carcillo. And Giroux made them look like all-stars.
Yeah. See, if there's any more proof that Giroux is a Hall of Fame player, he had to play with 2 fucking enforcers, 2 grinders, and he made them look like fucking gold. If that doesn't tell you Hall of Fame, I don't know what will, quite frankly.
You guys remember that one fight Aaron Asham had when he was a Penguin? And he was like celebrating after it. He did like the go to sleep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of unnecessary hype for that.
Yeah.
He did. And you guys remember
that gesture or something along those lines? I was like, what? He taunted the guy. What's wrong with that?
I know. It's like, dude, listen, just because your guy got his ass kicked, come on now. Don't be getting pissy about it.
Yeah.
But there we go. There we go, boys. Oh, and it's JVR. Okay.
Hang on, I'm still 20 minutes behind.
Well, you'll be able to tell if it's a deflection or not.
That is true.
Let's see here. Puck comes out.
It looks like that might be Atkinson.
No. No, I think
they just scored. Let me get to the replay. Hang on.
It hit off the defender stick, actually. I think.
Yeah, because Braun takes the shot there.
Oh, there it is. I finally saw it, guys.
Hey!
Yay! Jimmy caught up. Finally, somebody's actually more behind than Brian.
What could I say?
Was that JVR's blade or was that the skate of the defenseman?
That's a good question.
Oh, they didn't slow it down enough.
Let's see here. Okay, they got the hot.
That's bronze goal. That's bronze goal.
Yep, it's bronze goal because it hit off a green skate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can tell.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Fuck Green too. He was a fucking devil, so fuck him definitely.
I love Andy Green.
He's a fucking devil. Even if he isn't an Islanders jersey, he's a piece of shit. All right, moving on. Chris Dunn's saying, by the way, Taryn Hatcher is the hottest girl in Philly. That's just straight facts. There's no argument there.
I miss her. I follow her on Instagram. It's bittersweet. It's great because I get to see her all the time, but it's bad because I get to see her all the time and we don't live in the same area anymore.
I wonder if when February rolls around, I wonder how much I wonder if there are people who send her like love letters and shit on the social medias and everything. You know, like I'm not saying that you should. I'm just thinking that she probably gets like a good amount that she has to, you know, block on Twitter. But
well, I don't say anything. I just look. And Chris, you were serious about trade everybody. He said, "Good, trade his ass," and then he said, "Good, trade him too." All right, all right. I get it. All good. You ship them all. Let's get rid of them all.
Penny Station, Jimmy stealing girls' dates back to Brenda Moore's wife. Just blame Lindros for it.
So you started.
That's how good I am because I was about 2 years old when that happened.
Wow.
Oh, son of a
Jimmy's got
bitch.
game. Jimmy's got
Really,
game.
guys? Are you giving up a goal now? Come on, motherfuckers. Can you get one shutout this fucking season? Jesus.
Nope.
Actually, that's
Defense
asking
won
too
the
much. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Jones
it.
did not see that.
No, it's not his fault. He was screened.
There was no possible way he saw that.
Although Yandel's not clearing out the fucking porch. Thanks, Iron Man.
Was that a hit off Yandel?
Oh, the Islanders
It
scored,
may have been
guys.
hit off Yandel's skate.
That was horrible. That's what happened last night. Horrible defense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yandel.
you got to clear Wallstrom out of there.
I know. You know, for a guy who's
Ooh,
supposed
did
to
they
call
go off
himself
Yandel's
Iron
skate?
Man, he's really not good at being a superhero right now.
No.
It's like, dude, you need to fucking be a
No.
hero to Jones. Make sure he can fucking see. Kind of like Sanheim failed to do that last night for Hart.
There's absolutely no way he saw that shot. I
No,
would be very
no,
surprised if
he
he saw
did
any
not.
bit of that.
The Islanders scored 49 seconds after the Flyers scored, by the way.
That's all right. That makes that second goal more important.
Yes, it does.
But on the downside, it does give the Islanders some momentum, which you don't want,
Yeah.
especially
Definitely.
being in the
Guys.
second half of the first period here.
Did Morgan Frost get he was on the team when weren't we in the playoff run in 2017 or 2018? One of them. He
Nah.
came up and won maybe not a playoff run, but it was during the regular season. But I thought
Bubble year?
did he get sent up to the
It was
Flyers
the
team?
bubble year.
The
Oh,
bubble
What,
years when he's kicking
for a goaltender called up?
No, for Morgan Frost.
Oh,
Morgan
for Frost.
Frost.
I'm
I
sorry.
thought he had some NHL minutes when he got drafted, like right after he got drafted.
I think it was the bubble. I think you were right on that, Bri.
I think it was the bubble, or it might have
Yeah.
been the end of 2019 going into the
He's just
bubble
one of
year.
those guys that's been on the team for a while and like needs to make an impact soon.
I mean, the good news is he's still. I think he's only 24, and most of the guys hit their
Yeah.
prime around this time. Because I know with Anaheim, they were worried about Troy Terry for a while, and now look at him. He's 5th in the league in goal scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys just need a little bit of time. Morgan Frost has been dealing with some injuries too, so he's got to be able to stay healthy and stay on the ice. That's the only way he'll really develop. I don't see bad things out of him, but I'm not really seeing anything great either, because they were huge about his offensive ability when he was drafted, and I'm just not seeing it. I mean, he's also stuck on the 4th line right now too with a couple of other guys, but.
Anthony, I'm going to say this right now. You do not mention Scott Stevens on this show. You do not mention that fucking thug. Fuck him and fuck the Devils. Moving on.
Ray Emery's not?
Ray Emery is a fucking god, and he deserves all your fucking respect. He's not even with us anymore, goddammit.
You guys had me cracking up last week when you were talking about that.
So? Why do you think I brought it up now?
Listen, Brady Holtby is a pussy. He just couldn't handle the fact that
I
he
agree.
wants to. He just can't handle it.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that he was a thug. But anyway, let's move on.
All right.
I wasn't on the ice, but I'm assuming Holtby was talking shit because he looks like that type of guy that talks shit and can't back it up.
Well,
He just has that look to him.
I'm sure he probably was. I'm sure he probably was. But Ray Emery's also, he had that reputation at that point too, to just, hunt guys, pick guys out and go after them.
How many fights did he have?
He had a
it was
bunch.
like 2 or 3, right?
Oh, no, he had a
More
bunch.
than- Oh, wow.
He only had one with the
I think
Flyers.
he
He had a few
couple-
with
He had a couple with
Ottawa,
Ottawa, I believe. And then I'm trying to think of where he went after that.
I don't think he was not in net the night the Flyers and the Senators went at it. Somebody else was in net for the Sens that night. Because I know Esh was in net for the Flyers. So
Troy's got an interesting question there for you, Maddie. He wants to know who's Scott Stevens and what did he do?
Who is Scott Stevens? Scott Stevens is a thug who knocked people out on the ice on purpose and was also on the Devils when they were winning cups. And he was a piece of shit, where Scott Niedermayer was a respectable quality D-man. Scott Stevens was just an asshole and fucking deserved to get his goddamn brains beaten out anytime he was on the ice.
Oh, man. So he was an NHL defenseman in the 90s. Very different game than what it is now.
Yes, very much. And he played on a Devils team that everyone fucking hated. Actually, yes, everybody hated that Devils team. It wasn't just the Flyers.
But here's the thing, though, Maddie. If Eric Lindros wasn't admiring the pass, he wouldn't have gotten trucked like he did. I'd say the same thing about Paul Kariya when he trucked Paul Kariya, too. He almost killed Paul Kariya. Scott Stevens is twice his size.
Yeah, but
guy. I'm pretty sure he was dead on the ice.
Yeah, there was wiggle room back then, but Stevens at least, but at least he admitted he was a piece of shit. He at least admits it, so I'll give him that. He admits he was a piece of garbage when he played, and that he would attack people on purpose. So you know what? I get it.
Don't admire your pass on open ice. You admire your pass. You don't see the defenseman coming. You're gonna get run over because you deserve it. Oh, look at my pass! Boom! Oh, you'll learn your lesson real quick. I guarantee you that. Rule number 1, Maddie. You know that.
Still, doesn't matter. Scott Stevens is a piece of shit. I don't care. He'll always be a piece of shit. Plus, he never got a chance to be a Flyer and redeem himself. I would have been okay with it then. But that's me saying yes, I'm biased. But anyway,
we would have loved a guy like that, right?
Yes, absolutely. If we had a guy on the Flyers doing that, I wouldn't have cared. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, totally fine.
At that time, that was still like the game that bruising.
It was still legal. Yeah, I'm well aware.
Ice
yes.
hitting, that was still the game then.
You know what? Actually, even back then, you brought guys onto the team to purposely do it too. Even though it was a dirty fucking thing to do, it was not a rule back then. So you did bring guys in specifically to do that to players.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you brought in Darian Hatcher. That's why the Flyers brought in Darian Hatcher, was for that reason.
Yes,
he's a big bruising. He's going to knock your teeth down your throat. Same reason why they brought in Chris Pronger a few years ago, towards the end of his career.
And I absolutely,
he's going to knock your teeth down your throat.
I would absolutely say this to this day that, I still remember the day he took fucking Crosby to the boards and fucking knocked his tooth out, gave him a root canal. It's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, there weren't too many players who did that to Crosby afterwards. Could have shortened his career possibly and maybe avoided him winning 2 or more cups. But oh well, shit happens in life.
Troy, I love the question. That's a tough question. Who's everybody's favorite current Philly athlete? I mean, mine's kind of easy.
Yeah, well, mine would be a Flyer just automatically because I don't really follow any of the other sports. But
for me, it's Bryce Harper.
Bryce?
For me, it's Bryce.
Son of a bitch.
What is Steve Mason behind goal? Like, come on, let's go. What the fuck?
Hey, listen. Mace was way more consistent than some of the slop we threw out there, though.
Against the Capitals. Let me rephrase that.
Okay, yes. All right, I'll give you that.
You're not playing the pass.
I will never forget when Steve Mason missed that little it was going like 5 miles an hour. He somehow still fucking missed it. It was like 0-7 that game, wasn't it? Like we got
that's why Neuwirth wound up being starter for a few months after that. Oh man. I will still say this. If we could have a great goaltender like Hart and Mason be his backup, I probably would have said, yeah, Mason will be fine as a backup.
What was that, Risto?
Yeah, I know. That was not a good play.
That's horrible.
What's up?
He's not even playing a pass. He's giving him the shot.
Moose? I'm not sure how Moose is doing for the Lightning. I think he played the one game against the Flyers where the Flyers just got absolutely fucking mauled. But then again, that's not saying much because Tampa always mauls the Flyers. So,
oh my god,
That was a rough goal to give up. That was a bad. He wasn't even positioned properly.
Yeah,
that was a bad goal to give up.
Yeah, that's a rough one, and unfortunately, it's right before the end of the first period. So, good job, boys. Caveman.
Oh no, not Korkmaz. I actually kind of like him off the bench. He's not going to light the world on fire, but he's a solid bench guy.
Oh, Jimmy hates him. Jimmy hates him. Jimmy can't.
I hate his face.
His face.
That's all right. He's like Ben Simmons. It's all right.
I guess my current favorite Philly athlete right now for me, I'm going to go with Giroux because you know what? Fuck the haters.
Brian Elliott right now, 9 games played, 4-2-2 with the 2.5 goals against and the 907 goals save percentage. So he's playing pretty average when he's actually in there.
Yeah.
That's
a good defensive team. So,
stud defensive team.
Yes. Chris Dunn does bring up a good history of a piece of shit in Darius Kasparaitis. And yes, Darius Kasparaitis was a piece of shit too. Everybody remembers him when he was playing for the Penguins, all the fucking bullshit hits he would make. Although Todd Fedor did beat the shit out of him in one of those fucking games, which was nice to see.
I think right now between the Flyers, I think Drew's obviously an all-time love for me.
Yeah.
But I think right now on the team, I love me some Joel Farabee. I love his game. I love the spark that he presents every time he's on the ice. And he's a goal scorer, in my opinion.
Oh, he definitely is.
Overall, in the city, I would have to say Joel right now, just because he's solely keeping my interest in the sport of basketball. Only Joel Embiid. So I want to give him his props for that. He's probably my favorite athlete in Philly right now. And then
Chris is agreeing with you on that one, I believe. Anthony's saying mine is Todd Pinkston.
Wow.
Wow. Well, there's a blast from the past, isn't there?
Oh, that's a shot at my heart.
Horrible.
Oh,
honestly, I'd rather have Todd
Greg Lewis.
I'd rather have Todd Pinkston and Greg Lewis over number 19 and number 18. So Jalen Reagor and JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
They call the ball from time to time.
I don't understand how you can have that many syllables in your name and be that bad at the sport you play. Like, you're really going to make people say all those syllables and be just horrible at the thing you do?
I mean, we have that shirt that you can get on phillydrinkers.com. I believe it's still there.
With the
J. Jaw's mom holding an umbrella over top of him.
Yeah.
So I mean, there you go, right there.
Man.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull that up. By the way, Philly Drinkers for all of your A2D apparel needs, right, Bri?
You can always get your cups too. Get your mugs there. Get hats, T-shirts, all kinds of great stuff. It's Philly Drinkers. Go let Alex Einhorn know that we sent you.
That's what we call a cheap pop. Bang bang. All right. On to our intermission play. Oh, and by the way, Benny's Nation was saying, oh, wait, Jimmy hates him. I had no idea. And then Troy responds, well, Jimmy was part of Ben Simmons' legal team. So.
For 2 years.
Colin Korkmaz is not half the basketball player that Ben Simmons is, and Ben Simmons doesn't shoot the ball. That should say something.
Right now, Korkmaz is shooting more than Ben.
I don't care.
Korkmaz has more votes in MVP ballots than your boy.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, Chris saying Skinny Stinkston. And Anthony saying at least Anthony's saying at least we know JG Drew won't run out of batteries.
True. Damien.
And Damien, what's going on, man? Hope all's well.
Damien, our boys are doing good. What do you think of my wall here? I don't know if you've seen the wall since I changed it. It's our boy down under. That's our boy from Australia, Damien. I don't know if he ever chimes in on the shows.
Let me see here. All right, gentlemen. So now that first period has come to a close, it's time for our first period topic here, and that is.
I brought up a good name too, real quick.
What is
brought
it?
up a good name too. Biggest dirtbag, Ulf Samuelson.
But you see, I can't get mad at him. He was a Flyer.
Brad being a Rangers fan.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. He also was a Penguin too, but he did make up for that being a Flyer, so I can live with it. All right, gentlemen.
Damien, as always, brother.
Yes, as always. And he also says the wall looks great. I'm sure that's what you meant by that. And
Of
Troy
course.
saying I miss.
Oh, speaking of looking great, hello.
Troy saying I miss Jimmy Butler and James Ennis. But gentlemen, Claude Giroux. Is he a Hall of Famer or is he not a Hall of Famer? Brad did bring up that if he gets to 1,000 points, he should be there. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that he belongs there, or do you think he just misses out because of the fact that the Flyers, unfortunately, weren't a strong playoff team during his time, and at the same token, he was captain during that period?
But when you boys go first?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, I think solely based off of the statistics, he has the numbers to be right in the Hall of Fame conversation. I mean, and you look at all the years throughout this decade, throughout his prime, he's always been in the conversation for top 3, top 5 hockey player in the league. When you had guys like Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin right in front of him, like he was competing with those guys in regular season numbers. He just unfortunately never had that it factor in the playoffs because he never had that guy next to him. I mean, you go back to the 2010 Cup run when he had Danny Briere, Simone Gagne, like goal scorers. He looked really good. And then when management just blew up that team and they got a bunch of young guys like the Voracek, the Simmons, the Shen, they just never clicked. So I think he should make it. I don't know if he will make it though.
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy 100%. Obviously, we'll have a little bit of bias towards him, but I mean, he's pulling out all these records. He's close to for a few records for all time on the Flyers team. I mean, we have a pretty decent history. It's not that terrible, but I just feel like maybe having no cups would affect it a little bit. Obviously, if you pulled out one, that would be. I feel like there would be a no-brainer there. But I just think like they haven't been that far since the bubble. I mean, and that was just a weird year. And look what happened right after that. Nothing. But I mean, he still stayed consistent. So I think he just misses out, honestly.
All right then,
Could be like
Chris.
that Jimmy Rollins guy on the edge.
Yeah. Chris is saying yes, Hall of Fame, just shitty management. Benny's saying he's a Hall of Famer. And let's see, Anthony, we know he's going back to JD Drew. But let's see here. Anything but to not talk about Claude Giroux.
So real quick, I'm going to jump back before I give my take to what Julia said. He dropped those 2 comments. We appreciated Julius saying that Flyers will lose tonight, and that he expects Beasley will drop the radio broadcast. That's I don't know if they can, honestly. Not necessarily because of the production or like contracts or anything like that, but I think it's because his second comment is I don't know if Odyssey or iHeart would want the Flyers games on the radio. WIP does nothing hockey related. They are strictly Eagles, and they have the rights to all the Eagles broadcasts and the Phillies broadcasts. So somebody's got to pick up. I think they have the Sixers too. So I think they have to pick up one of the other teams, and with it being the Flyers, because you got the Sixers and the Flyers sometimes playing on the same night, they got to go somewhere. And at least with being on Beasley, you have that extra station in WMMR where they can actually throw. Because if there's 3 games at once and you got to pick up another one, the Flyers can at least go to MMR, which they've done before in the past. So I think that's the only reason why they won't get dropped by Beasley, because they have that extra station for them to jump onto.
Yeah.
But as far as G, I think he does. I mean, you look at the consistency from him from essentially from day one. I mean, Jimmy said it perfectly. He spent 10 years sitting at the top of the league in points with some of the best in the business. You know, he already said Ovechkin, Crosby. You got to throw Patrick Kane in there as well. It's not a question of what he's done, because we know how productive he's been. His consistency's been a little off because every year I feel like he's playing with somebody new on the first line. They're swapping him from left wing to center, back to left wing to center.
Yeah.
They've never given him a consistent, steady shooter. I mean, his best year came, like I was saying to you earlier, Jimmy. He came when Yager was on the team. You know, he dropped 103 points that year. So we know that the ability to score is there. I just don't think this organization has done enough to get him to see his full potential, especially the last few years. So to me, I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. I think depending on what he does once he leaves Philadelphia, if he ever leaves Philadelphia, will determine whether or not he actually gets in. And I think he will. I do think he will.
Brad, just going to say this right now. I don't think he's going to the Rangers, because I don't think they would trade him to a division rival. They'll trade him out west before they would trade him to the Rangers. And also, don't put that evil on us, the Rangers winning the cup. Get that out of here. Absolutely
and also,
not.
He like Brian said earlier, he has to waive his no trade clause. There's no way in hell he would waive that clause to go to the Rangers.
No.
I think he has a lot more pride for this city than that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Are they in a great spot right now? Oh, yeah, they absolutely are. But, you know, you still go out west and you have just as good a shot of winning a cup. I mean, you might even have a better shot of winning a cup going to a team like maybe Colorado or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you got to remember the cap situations too. Some of these teams are up against it, if not at it. I mean, everybody wants to give Tampa Bay shit for, going over the cap. And
they broke
last year in the playoffs, but they didn't break. I mean,
they did. I know.
There's no salary cap in the NHL playoffs, so they didn't do anything wrong.
No, they didn't.
But again, that also has to come into play. So we'll have to send somebody this way. So don't be surprised if they take on a bad contract coming back the other way.
I won't be surprised. But I will say this. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, what do you think the prospects are about maybe him going to Edmonton? I know Edmonton's really struggling right now, and they're trying to do whatever they can to get into a playoff spot. Do you think he would want to maybe go to Edmonton with McDavid?
I mean, I'm not saying that
Edmonton's not in the playoff spot right now.
Yeah, Edmonton's kind of one of those teams.
Yeah.
They're hurting bad.
I'm not sure about Edmonton though, because you trade Giroux. I think Giroux would want to go to a team that has a real good shot. If he's leaving the Flyers, like we stated, like you stated, with the pride of the organization, if he's leaving, he wants to go to a team that can almost guarantee him. You can't guarantee it, but you get pretty damn close to a cup. And I don't think Edmonton's that team. Even if they make the playoffs, I don't think Edmonton's getting far in the playoffs again.
No, I don't. I think they have. I think they were saying they have 2 wins since December 13th.
Wow, they're that bad now.
And the reporter
They won 9 in a row to kick off the year. They won 9 in a row to kick off the year, and then they've been dog shit since.
Wow.
I mean, hell, we talked about Brian. You talked about last week the reporter balling out fucking Draisaitl on the fucking on that post game to the point where
he just asked him a question, and it was pretty much like, "What do you guys think you can do better?" And Draisaitl was like,
stupid question.
Just
by
the way
way.
he said it. Well, reporters and players tend to not have as good of a relationship these days. But the reporter was actually apparently a very good reporter for the Oilers. Was like, "So what do you think you could do better?" Draisaitl said, "Everything." Like, do you want to elaborate on that? He's like, "No, it's fine. You know everything anyway." What? He's like, "Why are you getting pissy?" He's like, "I'm not." He said, "Leon, why are you getting pissy?" He's like, "I'm not." He's like, "I just wanted an answer to the question." He's like, "I answered your question." It was bad. It was almost as bad as Jake's when he went off on the one reporter in Philly when he's like, "You're gonna write your fucking shit anyway." It's like
that was hilarious. That was hilarious. And Konecny was right next to him and made that face, and it had me rolling. That was funny. I forget what reporter it was, but apparently he's a Flyers reporter in the city and no player. He's like the Jeff McLean of the hockey reporters. Because everybody in the Eagles organization hate Jeff McLean. It got to the point this year where Fletcher Cox was ignoring him. He was asking him questions, and it was just blank.
Oh yeah, dude, like it's bad. Like I was listening to I don't get much as far as sports radio, so I get stuck listening to ESPN radio. But yeah, like he was saying, like these reporters are going to write what they write anyway, so the players don't really pay him any mind when it comes to the pressers anymore. Because let's be real, like there's so many vlogs and podcasts and all that other stuff that guys are going to say what they want anyway, regardless of what they say. So it doesn't matter anymore. And I never really thought about it until it was said like that. And I thought back to Jake's interaction with that reporter. That reporter constantly twisted Voracek's words all the time.
Yeah,
and that's why those two had a bad relationship.
And Voracek's not a guy that really would do that, but that took me by surprise when that happened. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Called him a weasel, right? What do you call him? A weasel?
Yeah, it's like a fucking weasel,
that shit was funny as hell, though. I was like, that is fucking glorious.
I mean, TK's reaction was priceless. I mean,
TK's like, oh, shit. He's like, oh shit! If anyone didn't see it coming, it was TK. Just like the pass on the guys, he didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, just.
He's like, I'm gonna stay the fuck out of this. Funny how TK will stay out of it, even though he'll be the first one on the ice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, like his rat face from what was it, last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Was
it to Gallagher that he did that to?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I would hate him if he wasn't a Flyer. He would probably be my all-time hate.
He's a Flyer and he's on my shit list. So if that makes you feel any better,
yeah.
He talks so much shit and does all this other shit. I'm like, bro, you're getting paid to score goals. How many goals you got this year?
I know. It's like, dude, if you if you want to be an enforcer, just be an enforcer. Just start fighting people at this point.
No, I mean I love that aspect of the game, but you're not getting paid to be that guy. You're getting paid $5 million a year to be a goal scorer. Be a goal scorer. We've seen you score 24 goals in a year. You can do it again.
If we're gonna be in last place in the whole thing, at least be leading the league in like penalty minutes. Or like fights won or something. You got to be winning something if you're not actually winning.
I mean, win the plus minus for all I care. I mean, I don't want any player on my team leading in penalty minutes.
Let's see, Dan. Hey Dan, saying, "Hey boys, sorry that I'm late. Had shit to do." Brad was talking about how the Rangers were 10 mil under the cap. If not Giroux, then Hurdle or JT Miller. I can believe Hurdle will go into the Rangers. I still don't think they would trade Giroux to the Rangers.
Yeah, Hurdle's contract isn't as big, so you're not going to have to give up as much. And then, I mean, his production's been amazing. His production's been pretty good this year.
Well, as the second period gets ready to start, I'm going to answer and say that I think G should be in the Hall of Fame, but in the current climate in the NHL, I don't think he will be. I think Lindros got in because the Flyers were a very competitive team at his time. Even though they didn't win a cup, and even though Lindros' numbers are not as good as Giroux's, and Lindros' career was a lot shorter, I think because of the team situation, I don't think he'll get in. I think it's bullshit, but I think that's what will happen. I think that because of the era that he was captain and he was playing in, I don't think he'll get in. And I don't think it'll be fair, but I think that's what will happen.
No, I mean, to Benny's point, it's not, to me, it's not about, the cup count. To me, it's getting to the Hall of Fame is not just You're right. It's not just your point production. It's point production, impact on the team, impact in the league, consistency in the league, and I mean, Giroux, for the most part, he's been a very consistent guy. He's believe he's more than a point per game average for his career, which most guys who are eligible or get voted into the Hall of Fame are that guy. You know, you're about that point per game average. So that's a good average to have. And I thought Giroux's done amazing things for not just, you know, the organization, but for the city as well. And I'm with Brad. I think if he breaks 1,000 points, I think he's in. I think that's the only thing that's going to hold him back.
I think so too.
What's he?
I mean, I hope so. I just
Point-wise, it's like 841.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll get that. He'll get that.
He should be close to 9 by the end of this year.
Yeah. But it just I hope so. I have my doubts, unfortunately, because of the voting committee. I don't think they'll vote him in. Honestly,
I mean, Eric Lindros is in, and look at how many points that he had. He only had 800.
Think of the era. I'm not even thinking about the points. I'm thinking about the era. I think that's why he got in. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking just because he was on a crappy Flyers team for years, that unfortunately Giroux being the only bright spot, I just don't think he'll get in simply because of that, and it's a shame. I hate to be cynical like that, but I tend to think that, you know, people don't necessarily give a shit about your stats all the time. They only care about, you know, how was your team, and especially because he's captain. And I think, honestly, they'll hold that against him. And that would suck. That would really suck if they do. I hope they don't.
I mean, if anything, that should make him look better, right? I mean, if you think about it.
But at the same time, I don't think it will, to be honest with you. Because I just have my doubts. Because I just really have my doubts on it. Oh my God! No, that's not going in. Not going in
with his hand.
Yeah.
Who was
that?
Who was the captain
Frost.
for the Arizona Coyotes for all those years? Was it Doan? Shane Doan?
Doan, yeah.
Now, was he kind of like a similar situation to how Giroux was with the Flyers? Or now, do you think he would be a Hall of Famer?
He should be.
So,
But,
what's the difference between Doan and Giroux?
None. But again, you know, it depends on what they're looking at. And to be honest with you, I always have my concerns that I always have my worry that they don't vote based on who should be in their Hall of Fame. They base it upon what team were they on. You know what I mean? I have more belief that they would vote Corey Crawford in as a Hall of Famer, who's kind of overrated as a goalie because of the team he played on.
No, he's not. He's not getting in.
But you get my point.
He was an average at best goaltender during the
regular
season.
And you're right. And he shouldn't be. And he shouldn't be. But I think because of his cups, they would vote him in. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, like I see what you're saying, but I don't think they do because of his regular season stats. It's not like he's pulling like above average stats and then have 3 cups over it. He's like borderline below average to average during the regular season, and then picks it up in the postseason, and that might put him into consideration. But ultimately, I don't think that will ever put him in.
No, and I agree, and he shouldn't be.
It's like saying Patrick Maroon's not heading for the cup or heading for the Hall because he's got 3 cups in a row. But what's Patrick Maroon done? You know what I mean?
Again, it's a debate that we can have because I've always questioned Hall of Fame sometimes with some of their entries. I really do. You know, because
Jerome McGinley's never won a cup. He's in.
Yeah, but Jerome McGinley was, you know, a great player, and he was also on a lot of teams that were in the playoffs and competitive. So it's just one of those things.
Just saying, the teams. When it comes to the Hall of Fame, I don't think that the team itself is gonna matter. It's the impact you had on that team.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, that's just I still, you know, I have my hopes that he gets in, but you know, we'll see. Benny's saying Kachuk should be in the Hall.
I'm on the fence on that one.
Dan saying Canadians automatically go to the Hall of Fame. Americans need to qualify. All right, then so Giroux's automatically in. Okay, never mind. Yeah. We got nothing to worry about. Yeah. Thank God he's Canadian.
Paul Mancini, you want to know what happened to this franchise? Comcast happened to this franchise.
Yeah. But and
and I'm not. Listen, I'm not. Maddie can attest to this. So I'm not a big guy to place blame anywhere on losses or anything like that, failing seasons on except for your players, your
Yes.
teams. It's not very often that I'm sitting there saying like ownership is a problem. Ownership here is a problem because it's like I've been saying the last couple of weeks. This culture of this team died with Snyder.
Yeah.
And they never got it back. And I don't think they're ever going to get it back until they find somebody that can actually rebuild the culture. So
And right now, we'll find out if Fletcher's that guy. I have my doubts, but we'll see. He said he was going to make.
To me, it's not going to matter who the GM is.
Oh, you mean the president? Okay, the president of the team. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, but I was also referring to the owner.
Well, the owner is a corporation, so it would then fall to the president most likely. It's not a private. Don't get me wrong. You're right. It shouldn't be owned by a corporation. It should still be a privately owned company to build up the culture and everything. But
not even a company. Just keep an owner. Like the guy that runs the Ducks, Henny Somali. He's a guy.
You need a billionaire to come in and just buy this team. You need a Philadelphia native that understands what this city is about, and he will get all the right hockey guys in here to build up that culture that we had in the 70s, 80s, 90s. That's what you need.
And they got to get the boys club out too. Paul Holmgren, Bobby Clark, like just clear it out. Like I love the loyalty to these guys, to the Flyers longtime faithful, but it's a problem. It's a problem. You got the same voice for however many years. Get the boys club out. Bring in some new blood, some outside perspective. Somebody that's been in another organization successfully.
No. McEwen's in the box for delay a game. He swatted the puck out of the rink with his stick. So
let's back up a few minutes here. What in the effing hell is Frosty doing batting the puck with his hand?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was a really stupid thing to do.
It looked like a catch and throw. It looked like he was trying to play freaking handball, though.
You know what I think he was
right there?
This is what I think he was thinking. He was thinking, I'll bat the puck not into the net. I'm going to bat it away from the net so that I can get it behind the net and get it on my stick. And I bet you the way he hit it into the net because it was wide open in front of him.
But if you let it
I bet you that's what he was thinking.
You don't have to worry about even playing a high stick. You just swat it into the net.
I know. It was not the smartest decision in the world. I will definitely say that. That was a very bad, poor decision on his part.
A horrible split-second decision.
And that's a lot of times it's what it is, split second. It's kind of like,
should have done that.
Did you see that? Did you see? Oh, guys, he saw it. Sorry, my bad. He saw it, guys. I'm gonna go over there.
Oh my God, that hit the post.
Oh my gosh, that was
by the Islanders. Jesus. Yeah, the Islanders are buzzing on this power play. Oh boy. Oh shit, that's a goal. God damn it. Motherfucking Barzell. Oh.
I love Evan. Yeah, they're definitely going to score, and then Maddie. Oh, shit.
It's like you just knew it. It's like, son of a bitch, they're going to score. God damn it, boys.
That was a pretty
one, eh? God damn it.
Are they going to let that guy stand literally right now? No one was even touching the guy. It was literally the easiest pass ever.
Yeah, Risto's gonna get all right. Listen, Risto normally plays well, but he was not covering his man properly there.
He's having a rough game.
What was
right behind him?
That was bad positioning by Marty Jones too. What was he doing there?
Well, welcome to his time in San Jose.
Like he didn't even slide over. He just kind of like stretched everything out. He's like, I got it.
Yeah, it's like.
And he got super low too. I don't understand why he got so low. Barzell's like, he's going to put it up in the corner.
Is it too late to get Moose back? Yeah, it is.
That was just horrible effort. Horrible effort.
All around, it was just piss poor. But Jim, the Penguins are doing well. We still hate them though. Go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say I would trade Sanheim for late round pick at this point. I can't stand him play. Kind of like Phil Myers. Can't stand it. I hated the two of them on a line together. I thought maybe once they split up and Sanheim actually got a viable defender next to him, he would look better. But I don't understand it. I don't understand how we have all of this young talent from 4 or 5 years ago, and none of them have panned out, with the exception of Provorov. And even then, he's a question mark. I don't get it. Yeah. What happened?
Honestly, I'm with Maddie on this one. It's got to be poor player development.
Yeah,
you know, these guys, like, maybe some of them have been rushed too much. I mean, sometimes injuries just, they absolutely play a huge mental game on you, especially when you're a younger player, and like Morgan Frost has had to deal with a couple injuries already. Mess with your mind a little bit, and it takes a little while to get back. Sanheim, I think he was just over scouted. I'm not big on him either. He was a first round pick too, wasn't he, Matty?
He was a first round pick.
Not playing like it. At least Phil Myers, you had the excuse to say he was undrafted.
Yeah, he does have that. He did have that excuse when you traded him. It's like, well, he was undrafted, and also when he took a chance on him, he was undrafted, and when he didn't pan out. So.
Yeah, Ed, Mark Recchi is currently assistant coach for the Devils, I believe.
Which has been very much paying off for them. Even though the Devils may not make the playoffs this year, they are trending in the right direction, which sucks to say.
They have so many good young players. Damon Mercer he's a stud.
I'm just baffled because we had all this first round talent that just came up to the NHL after a year or two, and you would assume that like all this talent would be able to, young talent would be able to click together, and it looked like we had that glimmer of hope in a bubble, but it just didn't. It just, what was that?
Yeah, it was like a perfect mixture of the older dudes too. Like, like you couldn't have put some of these younger guys in a better situation than that when you're surrounded by players like Giroux, Couturier, Voracek, all these older guys that have been here for a while.
No, you guys are right.
And then you go out and you get more experience. You set these younger guys up for a little bit more success because you have guys on the bench that can keep it light, but none of them are around.
And you had that great mixture on the defensive lines too, because you had guys like Provorov, Sanheim, Myers, and then you also had the vets like Niskanen, Braun. You had those guys, and it just didn't work out. And I'm still trying to find answers.
I think a part of why Niski retired so quickly, I think he knew something was up in this organization. He's like, I know.
So it wasn't that Niski wanted to retire. It was just, done. He's just like, nope, I got to retire. I got to get the fuck out of this organization. He knew some butt fuckery was at play.
Flyers are doing a good job forechecking. It's just they're not doing anything really with the puck to create any scoring chances like they were early on.
Right, that's exactly what I saw last night. Their forechecking was out of this world, but once they retained the puck, they didn't do anything with it.
They just pass it. They just turn it right over. It's just.
So they're showing John Torchidi, who's the assistant coach. They're showing him in his career. He was interim head coach for the Panthers, Kings, and the Wild most recently in 2015-16. Assistant coach for the Atlanta Thrashers. Oh, my God, I have no hope for him. No, okay, I'm already not sold on this guy.
Did they not see his resume? Like, he clearly hasn't showed that he could be a head coach.
Yeah,
he's not going to be a head coach.
He's not going to be a head coach, but even like an assistant, like, is he going to be that great of an assistant coach? Like, look at his resume. It hasn't worked out. He's never been.
I will say this in his defense.
He was an assistant coach for the fucking Thrashers. What? That alone would make me have little faith in you. What the fuck?
Everybody needs a job, Matty.
I guess, right?
They do, but the fucking Thrashers.
So what? It's a So what? It was the Thrashers.
They were horrible. What?
That was one of his first coaching jobs, though.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
First coaching jobs, though. Like, come
on. All right. I will refrain.
when he replaced, I forget if he replaced Mike Yao or Bruce Boudreau. I think it was Yao. When he replaced him, he did help turn that Wild team around and got him to the playoffs. So there's something to be thought of for that. And unfortunately, when he took over for Gerard Gallant in Florida, that was just kind of a shithole team. So they was kind of stuck on that one.
Well, I think we know who to get mad at for the Islanders comeback. It was Troy.
Oh, yeah, and Benny also brings up another good one. He was an assistant with the 2010 Chicago Blackhawks, so that should make you feel a little better.
Oh, no, that makes me feel way worse now. Jesus.
Yeah, you only helped the team win a Stanley Cup.
But he also helped cover up a sex scandal, so, okay. Anyway.
He was already said that he was not in that. He was not. He had nothing to do with that. The guys that were a part of it have already been punished.
Sure they have. All right, Troy saying...
You're too young to be that cynical, Matty. Stop it.
He was an assistant to that, and he had no idea it was going on.
Even though the whole team and his head coach did, too. Just saying.
I mean, I know nothing about the guy, so I don't want to be quick to judge him. I feel like anybody that's making the hockey decisions for this organization, I'm going to look at you side-eyed because you haven't done anything right over the past 30 years. 25 years.
Troy saying, bro, what happened? I left for a little bit and the Flyers are losing and the Sixers are making a comeback against the Pelicans. So it's Troy's fault. He stopped watching the Flyers. Then he went and watched the Sixers, who are now making a comeback on the Pelicans. Troy, please stay. Maybe the Flyers will win. Please, just do not go back to the Sixers. I know they're making a comeback on the Pelicans, but please, we absolutely just want to get one win in January. I have very low expectations.
30-point game for JoJo. Jesus.
By the way, that's 4 games in a row where he has 30 points, over 30 points, and 10 rebounds. Wow. Only Wilt Chamberlain has done that in the Sixers' history.
God damn. That is really impressive.
I agree with you, D. MVP that guy. Like right now. Like MVP Joel Embiid, like right now. Don't even. Right now.
As long as he stays healthy, I don't see how he couldn't be.
Even if he misses a little bit of time, I still think he could still. I mean, as long as when he comes back, he keeps up the dominant play.
Yeah.
I mean, he's easily the best big man in basketball. You could argue best player in basketball right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's not even close when it comes to the big guys. I hate the Nikola Jokic guys. That's just the Philly haters right there.
The only difference between Jokic and Embiid is Jokic can actually say he'll play a full season. That's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
I'm not feeling good about this.
This is another one of those beautiful second period performances that we've.
This is when the meltdown starts. This is when you see a little bit foreshadowing of the meltdown.
Wow.
Yeah. Another one of those fantastic second period performances, which ironically have been actually more sparse in recent games. They actually were playing better in the second period, even though they were still losing games. They would just lose them in the third.
In the late third, too. The late third.
Yes.
Like within the last 10 minutes.
Hey, Chrome. What's up, brother? Saying, hey, fellas, congrats to Iron Man Keith Yandel. Yes, congrats to him on the Iron Man streak. Now we can sit him finally.
That'd be so messed up if they healthy scratched him because there goes his streak.
I would fucking do it, though, because I'm like, fuck you, dude. You ain't done shit for this team. You ain't done nothing but allow players to get fucking by you. You've been beaten like fucking... Actually, you know what? He's not the Iron Man. He's fucking toast. He's butter toast man. That's what he fucking is.
What is worst superhero of all time?
Butter toast man?
Butter toast man? Yeah. The worst superhero of all time. Thanks, Chrome. Yeah, we like to we're glutton for punishment on this show here, so
yes we are. Yes we are. Can't say we're not. And these guys are too.
By the way, Chrome, really happy to see you back on the station, bro, and popping up on shows again. We missed you over here, brother. We're glad to have you back.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Would love to do a show with you again soon, bro.
He said, "This is my first time ever watching a Flyers game, and they are making a good impression."
Dude, they're only making a good impression when you're watching, though. So you know what? Just stay, because you were here when they had a 2-0 lead, and then you left, and now the comeback started. I'm sorry.
I mean, you got the Flyers blowing their lead as always, and Joel Embiid creating one as always. I don't know. I think I would take the Sixers over Flyers too.
I know. Unfortunately, I would hate to advocate for that because I'm not a basketball person. I find the sport boring. But
neither am I. I was telling Jimmy earlier, like when we got all this stuff ironed out. This is literally like not what I even intended. It went the way I intended for the most part. I was like, all right, when you and Evan are done, jump on with us since you only got an hour.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy went on the same thing. Like, wait, what? That's not what I intended. Do I need to explain myself? Because Tom's like, whoa. I'm good with it, but whoa. What's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. Jimmy just went off in this whole thing.
Hey, it was my first day off in a long time. I was feeling dangerous.
You smell saucy.
I only get one day off a week, and it's tomorrow, so I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
See, we get to take out all our frustrations here on the air. It's a beautiful thing. This is what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. Because I mean, what did you tune into a Phillies show expecting for good times? Where the fuck do you think you are? This is fucking Philadelphia. God damn it!
Tampa Bay.
We can't all.
I can't even say that. I can't even say that because we just had the last 6 years of misery.
Oh shit, there might be because I think Wallstrom's hold this face.
That's
boarding. I'm guessing boarding.
That's boarding on Parisi.
Oh, on Parisi.
What are you putting your hands up for? That was clear boarding. He had his numbers facing you. Put your hands up. Shut up, Chrome. Yeah, dude. Whenever you want, brother. Just let us know.
Yeah,
you're always more than welcome to jump on with us, and anybody who is a HUD member as well. Always more than welcome to jump on with us, even though.
Which
I'd rather jump on with you two than with us.
Actually, yeah. By the way, Don, these guys are on here. Why the fuck aren't you on? We did this on purpose,
Dan, you still butthurt that we got this? How many did we win? I think we got the season sweep on you. You still a little butthurt over that, Dan?
Notice how he wasn't on the show.
Who's Dan like?
Yep. All kinds of great
Vancouver.
Being an A2D member, pay $9.99 a month. A lot of your perks include show appearances. Like I said, you can jump on with us. You give you 2 minutes to rant it out all you want.
Unless you're Don and you go on the flight zone instead.
Yeah.
And then you get weekly sports picks from Nate Money Moss off the Money Pot podcast and Willie Vegas. They'll do a really good job of winning you some money, especially the guys on the Money Pot. So essentially, we're going to be paying you to be a member. You'll still have to pay your $10 fee, but because of that and the betting tips that you get, you'll be making some money off of that. So,
absolutely.
Or go follow Jimmy on TikTok. Whichever one you.
Or big-time sports gambler now.
He might also give you some tips on how to steal girlfriends from Philadelphia athletes. By the way, speaking of stealing your girl, you know what might be a good product for you to use to do that and get some confidence? Because let's be honest, it takes some balls and it takes some swagger and some confidence to do that. Manscaped is the place to go for that. 20% off your order, A2D, manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence today. And yeah, you get 20% off your free and shipping. And if you are stealing girls, don't steal Carter Hart's or we will cut you.
Oh, look at his teeth. Look at his teeth.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
By the way, Chris.
What did they call? Did they call Bronny or did they call?
No, they called the Islanders.
I can't even see.
There's so many things going on right now.
There goes boarding.
They called Braun for boarding. They didn't even call a high stick.
Is it 4-on-4 or is it 5-on-5? Or 5-on-4?
It's 5-on-4.
5-on-4.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, oh well. That's life. Ain't that the way it goes in Philadelphia? Hey, you
What's
guys
our
want a power
rankings on the
play?
power play? What's our rankings? Does anybody know?
Definitely
Down.
bottom of the league.
We're down near the bottom, pretty much. You know, like if we're
Bottom
not,
3.
yeah, around that range.
In both
So-
offense and defense?
Yes.
Penalty kill, I think, is a little higher, but not by much. I'm actually going to look that up for you right now.
Oh, Risto had a great chance. Come on, man, bury that sucker. Oh, man, he would have made up for that play too. He was in poor positioning. Damn it. Oh well. Well, I think Anthony says it best here. Oh, God damn it. This is what you guys pay to see. You pay to see our misery if you are an A2D member. Congrats. Let's see here.
Flyers are 27th on the power play.
Bottom 5.
Oh, Jesus. God.
Just outside the bottom. Wait, what was that? I'd say 27th? Yeah, bottom 5. My math was off. Sorry.
That's low.
Yeah.
Flyers are 22nd on the penalty kill. 77.6%. And then they're 15% on the power play.
We were never that good on the offensively on the power play, I feel.
No, I mean, they started off pretty good early, and then they just went on the streak. Beat up today.
Parisi got the puck right in the fucking face.
Gosh.
Jesus.
Right in the face. Oh.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He used to be a devil too. Fuck him.
He's all right. He's smiling. They usually smile like 10 seconds after it happens.
Yeah, I think it went off the side of his helmet.
Might have.
Oh, top. Went off the top.
Dan is saying math is hard, Brian.
For me, it is.
Wow. That was way closer than it had to be.
I don't do numbers well.
Do numbers about as well as the Flyers do a power play.
I mean, penalty kill, if they can clear this puck, will
I only know
finish that
22.
off. I must have spoke too soon.
Let's see here. Oh, God. What more? Oh, that's the wrong Twitter poll. Although that's probably the one that people would rather answer right now.
Please.
Most of them disagreed with it.
Yeah.
Still don't know
It
how.
was unbelievable.
Still don't know how. But you know what? Hey, no hard feelings. Everybody has their opinion. That's why we're here. We're here to talk it out.
As the old saying goes, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yes, they do. Ant, yeah, you heard right. They might shop him. Marty Jones.
I'm not against it, but I mean, he's not going to fetch you a lot. He's going to fetch you a very late pick, if anything.
If they even trade him for a pick.
Yeah. Let's see here. Dan saying that's what the ad money for. The
Dun, dun.
Yeah, I didn't want to end it with that because I'm like, come on, Dan, you're better than that. Like, come on, Dan.
Was that
I
supposed
mean,
to be like a?
you don't want to be a member and come on and give me a hard time face to face. I mean, to me that's a major perk.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission.
I mean, you can. I mean, you try to troll us every week. You don't do a great job, but you try, and I give you A for the effort. But like I said, it's a perk of being a member.
So, right now, as it stands, I believe the record for the winless streak was tied by the Flyers over their last game loss against Dallas. So, or no, actually, they could tie it tonight. Or no, I'm wrong. Goddamn, I'm losing track of our losses. Jesus, this is not good.
Yeah, I think
No,
we're 5 away, right?
No, from the ultimate winless streak. I mean, from Flyers' winless streak in history. We are one away. I think we're one away from having the longest winless streak in Flyers history.
Since what? Since when? What year?
Since the 98-99 season, which had 12 straight losses or 12 straight winless streaks, basically 12 straight losses or ties. And now the Flyers, they tied it. They could pass it if they lose tonight. So
making history, guys. We're making history.
We could make some history tonight. Some great Philadelphia history. We'll have that moment in the sun where it's like, yes, throughout our show, this is what it has come to. Our ultimate moment. We could put that.
We'll get an NHL Instagram post for us saying longest losing streak
in Flyers history has been
since
achieved.
1999. Congratulations.
How old were you guys in 1999? I was all of about 6.
Wasn't born. Wasn't even born.
Oh my God.
I was born in 99.
God damn it. I now feel really old. That was the first one. So this is what feeling old feels like. Huh.
Oh, trust me.
It is not all it's cracked up to be.
I'm gonna be 23 this year. I feel like I'm having a quarter life crisis.
Ow. You stole Carter Hart's girl. Can you?
You've won, Jimmy. It's okay. Oh no!
What the hell did I come back into?
Like I was talking about how the Flyers are about to probably surpass the longest winless streak in Flyers history with 13 straight losses, and I was 6 years old in '99 when the streak started. When the streak happened, apparently. Jimmy was all of about born, and Evan wasn't. So
we won't talk about how old I was.
Anthony said he was 19 at the time.
That makes me feel a little better. Let's not talk about the war on the Ukraine, but we can probably boot that guy out of here, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's boot that guy.
No,
unless you want to talk hockey with us, but I don't think you want to, judging by.
He's probably an Ovechkin.
Bye.
He might not because he's Russian.
When you want to talk about the war on Ukraine, you can do that on your own time. We don't do that here. We talk hockey.
Chris, yes. No more Russians in the NHL. Ed Snyder refused to sign any. The Bullies versus Russia. Great game. Yeah, and how great was that with the signing Russians thing?
They're built so much differently. Look at some of the great ones that have come through. Sergei Fedorov, Pavel Bure, and I'm just going to name guys that I've seen play. I can't talk about some of the other ones. Pavel Bure, Alex Ovechkin. Just to name 3.
Would you say Ovechkin's the best Russian of all time?
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah. Best goal scored Russian of all time, yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of tricky.
The best goal scorer of all time.
Yeah. I know it's tricky because of the fact that you had the Soviet teams and they weren't allowed back in the day to play in North America. Because, I mean, I've always said it before, if some of those players had been allowed to play in the NHL, whomever had them was probably winning the Stanley Cup every year. But at the same time, I think it's Ovechkin, just because the game was also different back then.
I mean, even look at that Detroit team in the 90s.
Yeah.
They had 5 of the best Russian players in the league at the time.
They did.
They made it. They're just, those types of players are just built differently. Like, they are literally, like, as soon as they hit 2 years old, they're put on skates and they're already learning.
Yep.
I know, because I used to work at a hockey retail store, and I would be putting skates on kids all the time. Which that was a great job, by the way.
Anthony's saying at the time the streak was going on, I was watching Flyers games at strip clubs and bars.
I mean, that's to be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I've probably only been to one strip club, and it was not great. But at that time, strip clubs were actually good. There was actually pretty girls worth going to go, make it rain on and all that other fun stuff. Now it's just kind of those girls that you're just kind of like, you walk in, you're like, where's my hat? I gotta go.
What's that saying? What's that saying? $1 million body, 10-cent face. I think that's what it is.
You're lucky if you can get a $10 body on a nickel face, on a 5-cent face. Like, This girl I used to work with at my job now. She's also a bartender at a strip club. She's like, don't ever come into the strip club. I'm like, why? She's like, one, I wouldn't want you to see me there because it's wild, and two, because the girls aren't that great. I'm like,
at least she's honest.
Way to tell it. Good job.
At least she's honest about it. She could have totally bullshitted you to try and get you to come in and just, drink up a storm.
Yeah, Benny, I'm not a fan of C-section scars or stretch marks. So,
yeah, I will admit the one time I went to a strip club. Although to be fair, my friend was on his bachelor party and he wanted to go to a sleazy strip club. Don't ask questions. So I was like, all right, at least I knew ahead of time.
I mean, the girls at the strip club I went to weren't bad. That was an interesting period.
Troy, we need to get all the strip clubs for James Harden.
Yeah, we need to up the game. Just if he ever comes here, just don't let him go to cheerleaders. That's probably one of the worst places to go.
I'm sure.
It is.
I'm
You
sure
ever been
he'll be
there?
directed.
I've never been there,
No,
but I've heard their
never
their A squad is like a normal like C D squad. I heard the girls there aren't great.
I'm sure he'll be directed to the better places in Philadelphia.
I'm sure.
If he
I'm
comes.
Like Kensington.
Yeah, that's the place you don't want to go.
On a Sunday afternoon.
The Lilas are risque, I think, are the best too.
Hear gunshots down the street. You know you're at the right place.
I like to think I'm in a nice area of Raleigh, but I still hear gunshots all the time too. So,
congrats.
maybe I should move again.
I don't know. You can always go to the NASCAR portion that you're supposedly not in.
Benny, I actually thought that once, and then my brother made fun of me for that. I'm like, I think she likes me. He's like, Bri, she just wants your money. I'm like, no, she can't have it. No.
Thank God your brother was there. You know what? I'm pretty sure
I wouldn't have done anything anyway. I mean,
we would have egged you on and say,
I'm the complete opposite in real life.
They say, DB, you were right. New York strip clubs are wild. Some with Carolinas. Oh.
There's one right up the street from me. I just haven't gone yet.
See, I love how you say yet, even though you've been warned not to.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to go.
Oh, okay. Just because you warned me doesn't mean I'm still not going to go.
I'm in North Carolina. It's the middle of winter. There's not much to do. I got to go do something. I can't golf. It's too cold. I can't play hockey. There's no rinks around me.
Gets cold there down south.
Yeah, well, I mean, today was in the 60s, but yeah, I mean, we just got.
Oh yeah, that's cold.
60s? It snowed 2 days ago. It's going down to 19 tonight.
Oh shit! It's like that weird. I hate that type of weather. Like, make up your mind, you know.
Oh, it's very bipolar down here. The weather is very bipolar.
Sixers are also on right now. There's 5 minutes to go. They're up by 9.
9?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Won't be carrying, like always.
All right.
All right,
So
guys.
let's see.
Guys, I'm going to head off. Thank you for having me on. I got an early morning tomorrow.
All right, Jimmy.
Brian, it's been real. I hope we could do it more often.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Just let me know.
Yep. Go Flyers. I pray. Hope for the best. Expect the worst. All right.
We're definitely winning. Jimmy's leaving. We're definitely winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
Put your bets in now.
Take that shit to money. Take that shit to the to fucking fan up, and you'll be good to go.
Yes, Maddie, thanks for having me. You guys are
of course,
awesome.
man. You're welcome anytime.
All right, awesome.
Peace, brother.
You guys.
Be safe, brother.
All right, so let's see here. Like we said before,
how do I get out of here?
yeah, he's having a hard time. There we go. Ooh, okay, let me fix that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There we go. It's fixed. All right. So if you're gonna place your bets now, since Jimmy is no longer here and the Flyers now have a shot of winning this thing, fan up. That's where you want to go. It's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. And you can win great prizes. Sign up today. Use the promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value of fanup.app. Listen, we're getting close to the Super Bowl, AFC, NFC championships. Some money to be won, ladies and gents. So, yeah, definitely get in on that. And get in on this, by the way.
Well, make sure before you do that, you check out the Money Pot podcast on Sunday morning. And make sure you check out Willie Vegas as well. He always posts videos up there as well. Get all the insight before you make your bets, especially coming up on Championship Sundays, because the playoffs have been wild. We don't know what to expect, especially come Sunday. Football, anything can happen any given Sunday.
Yep.
There we are.
All
yeah.
right.
So
yeah, Rosca. I mean, it's been a good couple of games. We beat the Stanley Cup champs. And we beat Boston. Corey Perry, I love him, but no. We've talked about this. No.
What, you don't want a reunion?
No, I don't want a reunion. I love the chemistry of this team right now. I don't want to mess it up. If anything, I want to bring somebody in that's going to be an impact player. And Dan, I don't rain fake ones. I toss quarters. I have them set up a little. Like shot glass, and I try and toss the quarters in there. They get to keep them all though.
They keep all the quarters.
I'm going to game for myself.
Oh my God! Okay. Brian's the kind of guy who walks up to whoever the fuck is dishing out the fucking money when you walk in, and he says, "Hey, you guys got a change dispenser? I'm only going to be throwing quarters."
No, I got a change jar in the bedroom. I'll just grab them from there.
Oh, so that's what you save up for.
In a little Ziploc bag. It's great. I just stick them in my pocket. They're like, sir, what are those quarters for?
You'll see.
For the girls.
Or you just go.
I play a game for myself. They're like, what?
You just go.
Girl set up a shot glass, and I just
don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
Why do you think I'm so good at beer pong?
So, if you ever hear a stripper bitching about how this one asshole kept throwing quarters at her the entire night, it's most likely Brian. If you're
Ryan's in town.
Yeah, if you're in the North Kakalaki area, at least. All right.
All right. So, what are we thinking of that second period, boys?
Shit. It was not a good period at all.
Care to elaborate?
Sure. Well, wait a minute. You know everything already, so
I'm telling you no.
You know everything already, Brian.
There you go. You're not wrong.
All right, so that period, the Islanders were just buzzing, and especially with their special teams, the Flyers getting into the penalty box, and it was nothing but problems because of the fact that they were getting thrown into the penalty box. And then on top of it, Flyers could not get any momentum on their side. They couldn't get any consistent forecheck going. They were constantly getting out-muscled. The one highlight was that Frost batted the puck with his glove into the net.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was clearly going to be fucking taken off the board. So it's like, that's your highlight for the second period. Fucking well done, boys. Best second period I've seen in a good long while.
I mean, they're like I was saying while Jimmy was still on here, like they forechecked pretty well. They weren't able to get any sustained kind of offensive pressure off of that. They were causing turnovers. They were just giving it right back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Frank, unfortunately, I had to have Matty put the ban button on there. He was talking about the war on Ukraine, and we don't do that here.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that can of worms. We're going to leave that alone.
I think Jim in the FLA was saying that the Penguins won what? They're 17-2 in their last 19 games.
Wow.
I think that's what I heard.
Jeez.
Yeah, it must be nice. Oh, wait, I don't have that problem.
Although Dan would say that he would throw pennies.
Yeah, see, you're even cheaper than I am, you bastard. At least he can admit it. So good for him.
Yeah, I don't know what the strip clubs are like in Vancouver, but you know,
them Canadian girls.
Troy
Actually,
saying,
I can't even say that. One of my favorite personalities in hockey is Jackie Redmond, and she's from Ontario.
well, yeah, but she isn't a stripper, so I mean, there's a different standard here. You know, I mean, just saying.
I wasn't talking about I wasn't talking about stripper. I was just talking about my favorite personality.
Oh,
I get it, but it's just like it was a weird segue to go talk that to bring that into. Anyway, but nonetheless, Troy saying the Flyers choked when I left. Yeah, that's a good second intermission summarization right there.
They didn't give up a goal, did they? No.
They did. They gave that goal on the power play.
Oh yeah. I think that was the first period for some reason.
Oh, it's because the second period.
Freaking Morgan Frost decided to use anything else but his hand.
Yes, you have. You know, Frosty. They give you this thing called a stick. Yeah, you know what that's meant for, right? They also give you a body. As long as you don't hit it in with your hand. If you hit it off your stomach,
no,
who gives a shit? It still counts.
Look, I'm turning.
Yeah.
Boom. Like, oh no, I was turning. Like, and then
see that's where I'll chalk Frosty's inexperience up to there. I think a veteran like a Hayes or somebody like that probably would have done something like that in that spot, and it probably would have counted.
yeah.
Sonny Milano would have just been like, boom.
Well, we all just can't do that. You know, he's got that God-given talent. But, you know, it is what it is.
He's also got Trevor Zegras on his line, too.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Still can't believe that goal. They made shirts for it. I wasn't able to order one.
I think right now, I think that's the goal of the year. I don't know if anyone's going to top it, honestly.
No, I don't think anybody's going to top it in the next 5 years.
Maybe.
That's probably that's a little extreme, but probably not this year. But somebody will top it in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are ridiculous. Like they try so many crazy shit, and I mean, 5 years ago, nobody's pulling off the Michigan. Nobody's even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got guys flipping pucks over the net, and guys are batting it in. Like there's just a skill of these guys coming up now. It's absolutely ridiculous. The mitts on these cats are wow.
Roscoe and Brian are having a slight disagreement on the score between the Coyotes and the Penguins. Roscoe's saying Pittsburgh has 5, and Wheeler's like, no, it's 6. And I would trust Wheeler because he is a Pens fan. So
I would trust Wheeler anyway. I mean, I probably shouldn't, but I do. No,
oh my God, they should
don't let Wheel's Facebook account or lack thereof.
Oh my God,
good dude.
Benny's Nation saying, Dan, I imagine you would throw food stamps and use your WIC card for the strip club. Oh my God. Damn. But it's Canadian food stamps, so they have a maple leaf on when you throw.
It's really funny. Dan just responded. He's like, we don't have pennies in Canada anymore.
Oh my God. So they actually did something logical and they got rid of pennies, which is something the U.S. should do, by the way, because they did a study. Pennies actually cost more than their value to make. Why the fuck do we still have them? Oh,
because somebody's making money off it. That's why. That keeps more money in circulation. Somebody in our, never mind. I'm not getting into it.
That's all debate. I wanted to give a shout out to the neighbors up north for doing something logical there. But anyway,
I mean, their healthcare system is pretty awesome too. First come, first serve. Come on now.
It's based off of England's, I think. Although England will probably have to get rid of theirs with that damn Brexit. But anyway, moving on. Anthony's saying, you know what's weird? I knew a girl I dated was a stripper in a strip club, and I was drunk, and I kept asking for her, and I ended up banging her, and I didn't remember I went to school with her, and I dated her. Oh my God, that is fucking hilarious, actually. I'm not going to lie.
You know what's funny? That totally sounds like something I would do. That is definitely something. It sounds like something I would do. Absolutely.
Oh, man. What a night for Rob not to be here. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, Wheels. Yeah. I'm just. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dan's saying, "What's a WIC card?" I think he answered that question. Oh my god,
Chris, it's more. It's not really so much rain when you throw the pennies up in the air. It's more like hail. You can make it hail with 500 pennies because that shit hurts.
or drizzle with a wintry mix.
The wintry mix. It's just ice. Don't worry about it.
All right. Yes, loonies. I think that fits us.
Imagine if Rob was here. It'd be 20 times worse.
Oh, yes.
Poor
What
Evan would be like, get me out of here.
Although Dan does disagree on your opinion on the healthcare system. He says our healthcare isn't first come, first serve.
No,
I'll take Dan's word for it since he does live in Vancouver.
I don't know.
All right.
I just know it's better than ours. That's all I know. But anyway, let's.
Okay, Jen. So before the second period gets going, is there anything around the league that you wanted to talk about?
It's too wavy. 2023. I don't know if I can agree with that. Playoffs in 2023 for sure. I could look up some news real quick. I don't know if there's a whole ton to talk about. I mean, we briefly talked about Flyers' new assistant coach, John. Why the hell am I blanking on his last name?
John Torchilli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I do like the hire. He does have a little bit of a what's the word here? I don't want to say dude, but he doesn't really put up with the dumb shit. Mm-hmm. He does have some success as a head coach. I mean, it's not sustained success, but it is some success at the NHL level as a head coach. I do think he does bring. He's going to demand a little bit more out of his players, just because it's just how he is. He's like Mike Yao in a little bit of ways. He demands a little shit, and that's something that, unfortunately, the Flyers struggle with the most.
Yeah,
it's all the little stuff,
fundamentals.
And I'm not really expecting much out of the next couple games because he is behind the bench for the first time. But let's see what happens in the next game or two and see how they adjust with having him now, and hope they can end this losing streak sooner than later.
Yeah, hopefully. Anthony is asking if he thinks Mike Yao would be back next year, and I don't think so if the Flyers continue down this trend. But I will say, I actually do have a question. If we do not keep Mike Yao, do you guys think that the Flyers go and get Scott Gordon? And the reason why I say that is because the Flyers did play for him. They just didn't keep him after the season was over. And the Flyers, it wasn't his fault the Flyers didn't make the playoffs. They dug themselves too deep a hole in the first half of the season. When he took over, the Flyers played better and actually played more consistent. You think that they would go with him? He does have experience in the organization, having been a former Phantoms coach and interim Flyers head coach.
I don't know.
It would be interesting, but I feel like a new clean slate would be nice for the Flyers, just culture-wise. I mean, Mike Yao really hasn't been the interim head coach for a long time, but just the way the losing streaks have been, I don't see why you would bring him back,
I got you. I was just throwing it out there only because of the fact that the Flyers didn't let him stay as head coach, and maybe there might be a thought process in there of a little bit of buyer's remorse on Vigneault now, and thought maybe we should have kept Gordon. It's just throwing it out there, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, that's really going to depend for me on who else is out there. I mean, I know a lot of people want Rick Tocchet. I'm not necessarily sure I am on board with that because, again, I am over the bringing guys back.
Yeah.
Clearly, it hasn't done any good for this organization, especially over the last 11 years. So for me, I can't even necessarily say somebody that's experienced over him because he does have the experience, but somebody from, again, keep going from outside of the franchise. I mean, Mike Yao, yeah, AV didn't work. But how much of that is actually on AV? How much of this is actually on Mike Yao? I mean, like, let's think about
when
it.
you see like the constant issues that were happening with Vigneault happening now, there's a point in time where you can't blame the coach.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm getting at is like maybe you shake up the players a little bit more than he did last year. Maybe, I mean, again, my problem is front office.
True.
Top of the chain. Start there and work your way down because I feel like until that happens, you're going to keep seeing the same thing. You're going to get the same results. There's some good players that play with some energy on this team, but there's really nobody that's going to sit there and be like, oh man, this is the guy. You can make an argument for Giroux, of course. He's the captain. He is the guy. But if we're looking at the young prospects, who do you really sit there and be like, oh yeah, that's it right there. Like that's the future of this team.
There's nobody like that already hasn't been leagued that's that impressive.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly where I'm going with it too.
Yeah, a lot of the prospects we have that are still young. Oh, there we are. The Flyers just tied it up.
I'm telling you, Jimmy left. This is good. Right? As long as we don't go into a shootout, I think we'll be okay.
Yes, avoid that at all costs. And it is Mayhew who gets himself yet another goal, which I'm happy for. Mayhew's been a hard worker, and he does deserve to get some offensive highlights on his record here.
It's his second career goal. See, Troy, you're back too. Jimmy's gone. You're back. We're good.
See, we figured it out. We figured it out, and all it took was for Jimmy to leave and for Troy to come back. See, we figured it out.
What's up, Jesse? How you been?
Hey, Jesse. Brother? And yes, this team does stink for the most part, but they did just tie it up.
One of the he said, "Hopefully, I don't leave."
You
can control that.
You do control that. What are you talking about? Hopefully you don't leave.
So the one thing I do want to talk about, this is kind of groundbreaking for the NHL, especially for the Vancouver Canucks hiring Emily. I'm going to take a shot at her last name. I'm going to assume it's Kassengay.
Oh, yes.
You know, first female assistant GM. I think she's the first female assistant GM in the league, let alone the first one ever for Vancouver. So,
Yep,
it is. It's groundbreaking. Like I love seeing this happen. To me, it's always if you're qualified, I don't give a flying fuck what sex you are, what race you are, black, purple, blue. I don't give a shit if you're. It doesn't matter if you're qualified for the job. You're qualified for the job.
I'm just thinking who would be the first purple GM? Barney? Yeah, I think Barney the dinosaur could give it a go, but that's just me. Anyway,
that's who the Flyers' next GM's going to be.
Hate you.
One of the minions.
The first yellow GM.
I'd be down for that. They did a good job running England. Why wouldn't they do a good job running the Flyers?
So King Bob is the next GM of the Philadelphia Flyers. We figured it out, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on. I mean, Bruce Boudreau reached 1,000 games coaching with the Canucks. I mean, if you want to talk about Clark Gillies real quick, who passed away recently. I mean, time will tell, I heard, Dan. So you just got to give her a chance. Let's see what she does.
Yeah, but congrats to her, though, all the same for
sure.
breaking ground. And, we're one step closer because it's going to happen one day. We will have a female GM in the league, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's in baseball. It's already in baseball. Yeah. The Marlins have a female GM, and I mean, outside of the Alfaro trade, I think she's doing a decent job putting a team together. So good for her. I'm all about it.
Yeah,
If you're qualified,
absolutely.
you're qualified. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan's saying I'm indifferent to her, like we were talking about. He did also say, have you guys talked about the whole ECHL thing?
I don't know what's going on with ECHL.
I actually don't know, to be honest with you. Dan, fill us in, because I am actually not sure. I didn't see it on a news feed. Unfortunately, hockey isn't always overly covered.
I don't really pay attention to that low of a league. Like, I don't really pay attention much to the East Coast Hockey League.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard the story, so feel free to let us know. And Anthony saying, I thought Ian LePerriere might be a good coach. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one. Just because he hasn't been perfect with the Phantoms, and at the same time too, he's been an assistant coach with the Flyers before, and I don't think there was any thought of making him head coach. Oh my god! Oh my god!
They suspended play. ECH. This is coming off of their website. The ECHL on Sunday announced that Jacksonville's Jacob Panetta. The situation happened down there with him and PK Subban's brother.
Oh, okay, got you.
The goalie?
No, this is Jordan Subban.
Jordan, yeah.
Okay. So not Malcolm Subban.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just seeing the comments now. So Benny's bringing it up, the racial gesture and Jordan Subban. There's no place in hockey for it. That's all I'm going to say. It's a shame that Jordan in 2022 still has to go through that. So I stand with PK and Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think's going to get the captain's the C on their jersey if Giroux gets traded? It's going to be Couturier, right?
I mean, it seems like it would be, although his play has not exactly reflected that of a captain. Right now, I'm not still thinking it'll be Coots, just because the organization signed him to that deal for a reason.
Yeah.
But at the same token, and the Islanders just got called on a penalty, so Paul Martin just got called for something. What a shock! Paul Martin got called for something, but the Islanders are in a bad situation here. If the Flyers can make them pay, albeit though we've got the 25th or the 27th fucking power play in the goddamn league, so we'll see. But anyway, but yeah, no fucking racism in hockey. I mean, come on. Actually, we shouldn't have racism in sports or in anything, period. I mean, fuck's sake, grow up, people. Anyway.
Seriously, no difference between anybody. But anyway, I forget what I was going to say. I was going to say something to what
about
everyone was talking
captaincy?
About. Yeah. So, I mean, I would do what Florida did. I would do what San Jose did for a little while. I would do what some of these other teams have done and not name a captain right away.
Mm-hmm.
Wait and see who really steps up and shows that leadership ability on and off the ice. And
I'm actually surprised Provorov got it.
With the A or the C. I mean, sorry.
I would. I mean, I'm not totally surprised. He does have some leadership ability, but he's still relatively young. I mean, like I said, it depends who steps up. I wouldn't be.
What are they doing? They're literally almost getting scored on, and they don't.
I know. This is their power play.
Turnover. That was a bad turnover to Clutterbuck.
This is what they do. This is how their power play works. They can't get fucking out of the neutral zone after it gets cleared, and then they turn the puck over. Although, great chance, and Sorokin made the save. Although that was an individual effort. And that usually is the only time the Flyers get any chances is individual efforts.
Yep.
Ted,
who used to be really good at those? Matt Reed.
Ironically,
seriously.
Yeah.
When he was going at the goalie, he was crazy.
Is he still in Minnesota? That's where I
he
I don't think so.
He's still in the league. I know that. I think.
Last
I
heard
don't
he was
remember
in
seeing them
Minnesota.
last time I watched the Wild, although that was a bit ago. So
Seriously, Benny, they don't really. They don't. Oh God, it's getting frustrating. I can't talk right now. Ted, Shane Wright is that good. He's a franchise-changing
yes,
player.
he is.
The worse that the Flyers play, the better their chances get.
Although I
Unfortunately,
think Arizona's probably going to get him, or Montreal. Actually, I mean,
it depends on who wins the lottery. I mean, who's going to have that prime chance? I think it's like a 25% chance to get the number 1 overall. It just depends. I don't know. I don't know what their chances are, to be honest with you. I wouldn't bet on it.
You know what the sad part is that the Flyers tied this game up, right? And we still aren't feeling like any like upbeat feelings right now. We're still not feeling like any kind of surge of momentum. We're just like, yeah, they tied it up. Are they gonna fuck this?
Yeah, I mean, after seeing 2 shots get shot on our goalie with a man advantage, I don't know what to say.
I mean, they're sitting back now.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that. Like,
They
if you
just
want to
wanna
try
take
and
the
carry
1
it into
point.
the zone a couple times, that's fine. But once the Islanders pick up on that, you kind of can't do that anymore.
They're just trying to live on the 1 point. You don't win. Oh well, you got the 1 point.
Yeah, what's up, young Das?
Yeah, young guy saying late to the Flyers party. Hell yeah, I would trade Giroux for a first-round pick. We honestly need to rebuild, guys. Oh yes, we
sure.
know, and we agree.
I'm not even necessarily saying full-blown rebuild, but they definitely need to retool. If they can get the best possible deal for Drew and he waives his no trade clause, and you can get a first out of it. Honestly, I was saying earlier, I think they get more than a first.
Mhm.
Absolutely take it. Absolutely take it. And then he's a free agent at the end of the year anyway, so you might be able to re-sign him next year.
That's true. Benny's said he's out of the league. Talking about Matt Reed. Jesse's saying we'd pick a Nolan Patrick in the lottery draft anyway. Well, Ron Hextall's not GM, so I don't think we'd be picking that.
Well, I mean, if you wind up getting the first overall pick, I'm not even going to sit here in front of you. If you go anyone other than Shane Wright,
you're an idiot.
The GM of any organization, you need to be fired immediately because he's a franchise changer.
You don't get fancy with the fucking first overall pick. You absolutely don't do that.
Well, I'm not even necessarily saying that, Matty. When you have a bona fide number 1, a bona fide game changer like Shane Wright coming out,
no brainer.
That's a no brainer. If you don't pick him number 1 overall, you need to be fired and you need to be banned from the hockey community immediately.
And I'll do this now, so I don't forget. Thoughts and condolences to the family of Clark Gillies. He was an Islanders legend for several years, and he was a part of those cup-winning teams and a big cog in that almost unstoppable machine that they had during that time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially since it was kind of unexpected. I believe he was, 65 years old when he passed?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, and obviously condolences go out to the families and the organization and some of the players. The players got to know him really well, and hearing the words that Anders Lee said about him was, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up, a little teary-eyed, because he meant so much to the organization and vice versa.
So far, the Islanders are trying to push and press. They had some pressure on the Flyers. Flyers cleared it, but they iced it. So the Flyers can't change. Wonderful. Let's see. You will soon see a lottery in every league. And what was it? And that's agreed. We need that solid number 1 guy and build around that. Yes, we absolutely do, especially since we fucked up when we had Giroux being that guy. Now we need to find somebody new and actually do it properly this time.
I think there's pieces there for sure. Farabee. He's really the only one that pops in my mind right now. No, Farabee, York, some of the younger guys that haven't come up yet. I mean, you can even add Frost to that list. I'd give him a little bit more time, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely pieces here.
I mean, you could also give. I still have faith in Cates. I think he hasn't been poor when he's been playing. I just think that he hasn't really had too much. And Wade Allison, I think, will be a really good depth player if you can keep him around.
I think Wade Allison could battle for a top 6 spot if he can continue to develop the way he does.
You think second line?
Oh yeah, I think he could be a very solid second line player. I mean, the dude's a power forward, and
That's true.
He crashes the net. He does a great job of it. You put him on the line with guys who can shoot.
Yeah,
I think he's got the potential to score a lot of goals.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. So you're probably right on the money with that one. You're probably spot on there.
God, Don.
What did he do this time?
I'm watching the game. I'm very invested, actually.
He kind of does.
I just want to prove to Jimmy that he's a jinx.
Looks like he's not having any fun. I mean, he is watching the Flyers.
I'm ready for the impending doom that's going to happen.
He's bracing for it. He's mentally prepping himself. It's like he's in a Flyers meditation state. Well, let's see here. Only difference is when you're in a Flyers meditation state, you're listening to old highlights instead of listening to like some calm, peaceful music. Let's see here.
There's nothing peaceful about watching the Flyers at the moment.
No, not right now. So let's see. Islanders still have the puck, but then again,
where the hell was that?
Yeah. By the way, the sky is blue. In case anybody else wanted to know, big update there. That right now it's not looking all that great.
Trying to figure out where that analogy came from. Ted, I believe it's on NBC Philly.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I'm obviously I'm watching it on that broadcast feed.
I forgot. I forgot it was Jimmy who was watching on Hulu.
That's huge. That's the second call. That's the second time they've done this.
Oh my God! They just got called for delay a game.
That's so lazy.
Oh, that's such a lazy play, and it's Frost. Oh my God, he is having a shitty fucking game right now. God damn it!
Set him back down.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I can't. That puck was on his edge. That puck was on the edge. He's got to settle that down before he does that.
He had time
too. I can't put the full blame on him, but that puck is on an edge. You got to keep it low.
You're gonna get way under that puck. He should have just. He flipped it instead of trying to bounce it off the boards there. Oh.
I see a goal happening right now.
You're foretelling it. The crystal ball. And the sad part is I actually believe you. Let's see here. Right now the Islanders are just playing pass and catch. I mean, they really shouldn't be in any rush because, I mean, they've got all the momentum on their side, even if the Flyers kill.
That looked like it hurt.
I think it was Provy who took it off the skate.
Wow, there we go.
No, it was Lawton. It looked like Lawton took one off the leg.
Oh, Lawton took it. Oh, okay.
How long has Scott Lawton been a Flyer?
Long time.
7 years, 8 years, more?
4 or 5 years.
Really?
I think around the 5 mark. Around the 5 mark. He's been around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Marty Jones.
There we go.
Ted.
He was a Paul Holmgren pick. Yeah, Marty Jones is in that. Yes. Flyers do manage to get it clear, but still got about 28 seconds left on that power play. Still got a long way to go before you get a kill here. Oh, boy. This right now passing in at the point.
Oh, wow. A lot longer than that. Wow.
Oh, he was around.
He's been a Flyer since 2012.
2-on-1.
That's right. Somewhat a 2-on-1. Oh, my God. What a great chance. Sorokin was way out of position there. Damn it. Good bounce went our way earlier, and unfortunately, the Hot Gods are tapped out, and the Islanders just killed this game. Parisi. Yeah, that crystal ball proved to be true over there, Evan. God damn it.
What were the
There's
Flyers
still 8 minutes left.
players
You better
clapping
stop
too?
it with
What was
that.
that?
I don't know.
They're just ready
There's
to go.
8 minutes left. Let's relax here.
No, that's over.
It's the
Come
fourth.
on.
They don't score.
We've
They
seen
don't
this
score
team
in the
do
fourth.
this for the last 4 fucking games. They do it all the goddamn time. Oh, God
Come on,
damn it.
Toby, let's go.
Yeah, 1-goal leads. They're so hard to come back from.
For the
Come on,
Flyers,
buddy.
yes. For the Flyers,
Then you
absolutely.
pull a goalie and then you lose by 2. That's what it is.
Trump 2020 saying,
But
of
again, if
fucking
it was
course.
like 3 or 4 minutes, yeah, maybe I can see. But there's 8 minutes left in the game.
Ted said the new
You
kid
still got a
called
little
it.
less than half the period.
Evan's been here for a while, man. You got to check out In the Flight Zone. And I do mean that. You got to check out In the Flight Zone.
Yeah, definitely check out the Flight Zone every Monday night at 9:30.
Sure.
Evan just missed the show tonight, so we had him jump on with us.
Let's see.
Actually, I
Anthony
should
said,
say that. He did jump in with like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I buzzed him. There's a buzz.
they're saying, looks like did Troy leave again? I think Troy left again.
Yeah.
Troy, where you at?
Troy, are you here?
Yeah. He's going to come back and we're going to score with like 10 seconds to go. Literally.
Man, it's really tough being the only optimist in what feels like this entire station.
I mean, the problem is that if the Flyers wouldn't do this habitually, I wouldn't feel so upset about this. But the problem is that the Flyers have done this the last 4 fucking games, and they don't come back from it. They just fold up and say, "Oh well, boys, it was a good try."
Yeah, good try. Maybe next time. I'm just ready for this. I'm ready for this 1 game, 2 game winning skate, and then go on another 10 game losing streak. If that's what they're gonna do. Remember,
You guys are putting so much positivity out there. No wonder why.
Yep, I was
right. Bubble year where we had that 10 wins and then 10 losses.
Troy left.
Yeah, that
was, he said, "Yo, what the fuck happened? I just came back." I'm like, Troy, they scored and they took the lead. The Islanders did. Troy, brother, come on, man. Why'd you leave, dude? Come on. I know this is your first game, and I know that the Flyers are shit right now, but come on, brother. We really would like to get a win at least once in January. Please. Please. I know I'm asking a lot of you. Please.
The first win of 2022?
Yes. It would be just be nice to see that. I mean, hell, they could lose the rest of the fucking games for the rest of the year, but get this one goddamn win in the year of 2022.
So how pissed off do you think Dan would get?
Game. So
what's up? What'd you
How
think?
pissed off do you think Dan would get if they lost to
Vancouver
lost to Edmonton? I'd be pretty happy about that. I'd actually laugh at him.
If Vancouver loses to Edmonton, I would be fucking stunned. There's no excuse for that. You got to kick that team when they're down.
Troy said, "Yeah, let's manifest this W. Let's do it."
That's what I'm talking about, Troy. That's what I'm talking about.
What were you saying, Ev? Sorry, brother.
No, it's good. That was Al Morgani looks pissed. I feel like each time he has to cover the Flyers, he's just.
I would be.
He's miserable anyway.
I think Scott Hartnell's. I know he just had a baby, but I think honestly he's using that as somewhat of an excuse. It's like, I'm a new dad. I don't have to be here, so I think I'm not gonna be.
No, I think he's been doing stuff on the NHL Network. Honestly.
Oh, okay. That explains.
Yeah, Troy. Unfortunately, if the Flyers lose tonight, they're winless in their last 13 games.
And they actually break the longest winless streak in Flyers history.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my Christ! Yeah, I know it is almost February, and the Flyers still don't have it. Ted said all my buddies were down on the team going into the season, and I was so positive, and I was super positive and excited. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Ted.
There's
really
a lot of people that were wrong. It does look like a poor guy drunk.
Hey, we don't know what he's doing in his off time. That might very well be the case, honestly.
That's pretty funny though. He's so negative too. I don't mind listening to Al Morganti talk, but like he talks so negatively about just everything in Philly.
But it's
I
like
know
it's
not from here, but Jesus, come on.
It's hard. It's hard to be positive when your team is playing like shit. I mean, you got to be brutally honest. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather have you be honest than try to fucking bullshit people and say, "Oh, but this," that. And like, no, they play like shit. Got to call them out for it. I mean, yeah, I know they haven't really responded, but you know what? Still got to be honest about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, but don't just keep pointing out the negatives. Point out some of the good things they're doing too.
I mean,
in the light of this 13-game winning or losing streak, Morgan Frost is now the Flyers' leading scorer in punch goals.
if Morganti should be happy. Look at Terrence's boobs, especially at his age. And she does have sometimes she does have those revealing.
Shit, I'd just be happy to look at
Oh my
her.
God.
I don't even necessarily.
Oh my
mean
God, man! Yeah,
those eyes. Oh, that smile. Wow.
I know she does have like that real pretty face. Like, I mean, seriously, she's fucking perfect. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, you talk about tens. When we talk about tens, yeah, that's a 10 right there. I think we can all agree that's a full-on 10.
Come on.
Anthony, yeah, especially last night when she was wearing.
I missed it. I didn't see it. She looks good in dark colors too. I noticed that. I've been noticing that like the last year or so. She looks really good in dark colors.
She makes anything look good, to be honest with you.
All right, this is where I start to get worried now. We're in that final 5 minute mark. This is where I start to get worried that they're not gonna.
And they haven't really had any sustained pressure. It's still been all Islanders.
No, they've had 4 shots this entire period.
And that's just fucking appalling. Oh, boy. Is there a cheat code we can use? Is that possible? Is there a cheat code we can get to all of a sudden make the Flyers like 99 overalls so that they can win this fucker?
Win.
Chris is saying no one cares about Vancouver. Million miles away in Canadian. Good luck.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Frank, that's absolutely it. Up, down, left, right. BA, select, start.
Yes, the infinite live code. Good old Contra back when Konami was actually a good company. Let's see here. Frank's like, crap, wrong code.
Wow.
Dan, the one positive thing about Brian is error 404. What the fuck?
What does that even mean?
Well, I'm confused.
Yeah, Andrea is pretty. She's gorgeous, Benny. But I've seen Taryn Hatcher in person once, and
It's
better in person. I can promise you that.
It was hard to contain yourself.
What's up, Wills? You can check out Willie Vegas every Sunday on A2D, and then he also does his Willie Vegas videos. He will win you some money. Well, he'll try to anyway. That's all up to you.
Frank explained the error 404.
I know what error 404 meant, but what the hell does he mean? Like, I don't get what that means.
Can we win the lottery with this team? I would hope. I hope, but I don't know.
That might be the only thing they win.
Hey man, if they wind up winning the lottery, I'll take it.
Disgusting is an understatement. This team is.
I think
like everybody wants to say
putrid.
Like, worst team in history. I don't think this is the worst team in history, but this is not a good team.
Putrid definitely, I think, is getting a little bit closer to it.
Putrid, abysmal. I like
abysmal, an abomination, an absolute disgrace to humanity.
Dan's cheat code is XXX, missing X, chromosome XXX. But seriously, explain the error 404 because I've never had an issue with it. Like explain that to me. That
Dan, you know what you should do?
Why the target? Why am I always the target? Like
because it's easy, and it's tradition. We are very much traditionalists here.
He's missing chromosome 15 to be exact.
What was it?
right,
they
good.
say,
All right, Mike. Yeah, you're doing a good job of coaching there. Just standing there with your foot up on the bench.
I know,
Saying
right?
anything to nobody.
He's standing so stoic-like. At least he can stand stoically. Troy's like, blame it on me every time I leave. They score. I hate to break it to you. I kind of have been.
Wait, now Troy's never going to come back.
No. Troy should come back because the Flyers will play good when he's here. So yes,
I see Troy
I am
always in the
inviting you
Flight
to come
Zone
back.
Chat. That's where he's going to wind up. That's where he's just going to say he's never going to come back to our chat. Thanks. Way to go, Maddie.
No, I am inviting him to come back as the Flyers play good when he's here. So yes, Troy, I want you to come back. I just don't want you to leave. You can't leave once you're here.
Flyers haven't had a shot since the 11:24 mark of this period. I think you guys might be right. Maybe I'm just too positive.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. I really don't.
I'm sorry if you did not see my M&M's question. Speaking of disgusting, you are in hell. There are two channels on television: the Flyers losing streak on repeat, or the 24-hour. Two girls. One. Nope, it's definitely the Flyers losing streak.
I'll watch the Flyers losing streak. At least there I can bitch about it. Not bomb it. Anyway.
Ugh, 2 girls, 1 cup. Ugh. Come
Ugh.
on, Jack.
Ugh. All right.
Evan, I hope you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
If you missed it, you are extremely lucky.
It's my favorite video.
Empty net. Here we go. Turnover.
All right. How long will the Islanders take to score this empty net?
Remember, I'm like 20 minutes behind, so I don't know.
I'll say at the 152 mark.
I'm going to go one. I'm going to even go even more heart wrenching, like point 30 or something like that. Really wrench it.
Well, this is essentially a power play, so hopefully they can make something happen here.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's the Flyers' power play.
You're too young.
Good turnover there. Whoever the fuck that was.
Too young to be this cynical.
I can be cynical about a shitty team. Konecny rolling it around the boards.
Pass and dump. That's all it is. Dumping it in the corner. Go
We
run
got it
for
behind the net. Konecny has it. He's probably going to pass it. Yeah, what a shock he did. Got it on net. Deflected. Went way wide.
Have a good night, Dan. Stay safe up there.
Nighty-night, Dan.
Hey, come on.
Come on, Frank. This is a family program. Jesse, I don't know what freaking show you tuned into. It is definitely not.
You got to put a little mustard on that shot there. If you put a little mustard on that shot, I think you get a scoring opportunity there. Come on, Proby.
Come on, guys. Troy is here, God damn it. You better fucking score.
He said press the X button slowly. He just quietly slips out. Nobody knows. Hey, where'd he go? Evan's been awfully quiet. Oh, he's not there anymore.
Look at them. They're just wasting time. Look at this. Jesus. Throwing them on the ground. What is this? Oh, there goes Konecny right in the face. Right, that wasn't Konecny. Oh.
You're welcome, Benny. Says, I see what Maddie did there. The shits team. Nice callback to 2 girls, 1 cup.
Wow. Just...
You thank Frank for that one, Benny. That's
Thank me for being an antagonizer. Did they just call offsides or is it a penalty? It's a penalty. And cross-checking, it looked like.
Lindblom just got hit with a stick.
His lip is bleeding, too. I mean, there's 14 seconds left, so it's not exactly like... well, 15. I correct myself.
6 on 4, though.
Yeah. 15 seconds left. Flyers don't shoot the fucking puck.
He's bleeding pretty good.
Oh,
he is. Now, why? I never like to see that happen to one of our guys, but why could that have not happened about 2 minutes earlier? Like, that would have been really good then. Flyers only 25 points behind the Penguins. Lots of games left. I appreciate the optimism there, Jim.
Penguins are going to go on a 20-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Make up for it.
Yeah, go lose out the rest of the year. Last 2
go
months
on
of
a
the season
20-game
too.
losing streak, but we'll tie them all. We'll all have 1 point.
The streak before today,
Overtime
Ted,
losses.
was 12.
Yep. So they could officially. I love Troy. Like we're gonna tie it. But he says, yeah, the streak was 12. If the Flyers are not victorious tonight, they will officially hit 13 and have the longest winless streak in Flyers history. Oh my God. That was a terrible job on the faceoff, not getting it out of the circle. And well
Wait, they called a
wide.
penalty. Wait, did they not call a penalty on that?
I don't think they did.
Well, they must not be because the faceoff's not in the offensive zone.
Troy, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Troy. I really fucking am. I feel bad for
What
you,
are
man.
they looking at? What are all the Flyers players looking at?
Is it
Go
because there
home.
was
You
no
guys suck.
icing?
Go home.
Yeah.
What
Whatever.
are you watching? You watching them celebrate?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Troy, I'm sorry, man. I feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for the Flyers. I feel absolutely bad for you, man. All right. Well, at least you're taking it in stride. Still all the same. You're still welcome to come back. But yeah. God damn it. Is it too much to ask for one fucking win? Seriously. Come on,
It
guys.
is too much to ask.
Apparently.
We'll take the 1 point though, right?
Yeah, we'll take the one fucking point. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, that'll mean anything in the long run. Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my God. Oscar's lazy. Not lazy out. Not out of the zone. Hope he lost some teeth. All right. Well, not that I'm sure anyone will be watching that early, but Flyers will be playing the Kings at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Like I said, nobody's probably going to be watching that game, though, because why the fuck watch it at this point?
That would be the game to win, too. Watch.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, Oscar's he's been playing better of late. Like, it's tough because the last game they played against the Islanders and we did the live reactions, they did a lot of the little things right. And I thought early on in this game especially, they did a lot of the little things right and it led to 2 goals. That was a tough goal, that Andrews Lee goal. That was a tough one to give up.
Didn't that happen the last time the Islanders played? Didn't we lose 4-3?
I think so.
Yep. We lost in a shootout when we did the live
That's
reactions.
what it was.
It was at the very end of the third period. Terrible fucking outworked in the fucking D zone, and they turned puck over and lost.
Troy's looking at this in a positive light. That's why I like Troy.
Yes, that's why you should come back, Troy, because you're trying to be positive here. And Jesse's saying Comcast doesn't care; they'll just raise your cable bill $20. Yes, they will. They will raise you to pay for the privilege to watch a shit hockey team.
Well,
that's what they'll do.
Thank God I don't have a Comcast.
Lucky you.
I have Spectrum.
Lucky you. Oh.
Yeah, bro.
13. So, hey, we made history, ladies and gentlemen. We got to be here broadcasting, live reacting to watch the Flyers have the longest winless streak in Philadelphia Flyers history. Bravo, boys. Bravo.
By the way, Brodo, my bad about last night. It was kind of funny, though. I got to laugh at myself.
I will say, though, guys, I got to say, boys, you have made a great masterpiece made of feces. And, I will say that's 13 times that Ed Snyder rolled in his fucking grave.
To be fair, bro, I didn't really get upset. I was just kind of like, wait, is he not supposed to be there supporting his brother? It didn't click at first. I'm like, wait, what? I'm confused. Why is somebody posting this? And then they're like, oh, we're posting it. I'm like, that's okay. All right. Post away. I'll go back to my hole. I'm just gonna there. And then he posted one of Tom's things. He's like, Daly, stay calm. I'm like, I was calm to begin with. I was just saying, is he not supposed to support his brother? Like, what? I didn't get it. I didn't realize that was one of ours. Like
Benny,
he sent it through. Ev, I don't know if you saw it. He sent it through the WhatsApp group. So you have the choice to either clicking the link or opening the video. So I just opened the video. I'm half asleep on the couch over here. I'm like, so wait, are we making fun of this or are we posting this or what? Because if we're making fun of this, why is he not supposed to be there supporting his brother?
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
it makes that. And then he's like, I created the post. I'm like, okay.
Oh. So I'm the idiot.
I will post this in a minute here. I have to go take my foot out of my mouth real quick before I do that.
Oh God, that's funny. Oh well, we all have those brain fart moments. The Flyers have had it 13 fucking times. But anyway, to be fair, Troy's been through one game. We've been through years of this shit. Yes, it is easy to stay positive when you haven't watched season after season of this crap.
Yeah, but I think that's actually what I was.
Oh my God!
I've had a very long week.
Chris said, "You guys need to stream every game, turning this shit into laughs." Hey man, listen. I wish we could. Unfortunately, we got our day jobs, and you know it always gets in the way of having fun with you guys. But
I quit my day job for this.
I would. I'd quit my day job for it.
Let's do
Absolutely.
It. He's gonna pay my bills.
He's paying my salary. Looking
Johnny,
at you, Tom. Tom will respond with a very loud and boisterous "fuck you."
He won't even say "fuck you." No, he won't do that.
I know. But anyway. Oh, by the way, if Tom is watching, I actually caught up with former A2D alum Matt Mattrell, and he said something funny about Giants fans because he is a Giants fan. He said that apparently they think that they're the Green Bay Packers, or they're like the Green Bay Packers organization. So do with that what you will, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to comment in all you want about that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, John. Unfortunately, this team is like I don't even want to turn this off. Like this is like. All I'm looking at right now is just all the ESPN Plus shows scrolling up, and at the end it's saying your event has ended. Actually, let's throw on the Vancouver game and see how bad that is. I'm going to troll him even though he's not here.
He says, I mean, I kind of get it. I've watched Forkin shoot fucking bricks for 4 years.
Fortunately, he has.
Yeah.
I mean, he has made some big shots, though. I mean, unfortunately for the Flyers, they can get goals. It's just the timely goals is the issue right now. I mean, you're scoring. Theoretically, 3 goals in a hockey game should be a winning hockey game. Anything over that is a bonus.
Although, to be fair, in the West, we've been seeing a lot of scores that have been fucking ridiculous to the point where it's like, what the fuck? Is it the 1980s in the Western Conference? In the East, it's like the fucking current era. It was like 9-8 scores, 7-6 scores. I'm like, what the fuck is going on there?
I mean, like I said, they had back-to-back games where they put up 5.
I know. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But you know what? I mean, say what you want about the offense. The offense is putting up the goals. They just can't keep them out of the net. I mean, I think a lot of it is more of the special teams is an issue for me. I mean, obviously the 5-on-5 is a problem in and of itself. But I mean, when the penalty kill they can't. I mean, they did go 2 for 3 tonight, but I mean, you can't be giving up special teams goals every night. You have to eventually go on that streak where you're going 100%.
I'm surprised that I'm really surprised though that no one has. I know hockey players are not known for this. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised no one is going to Chuck Fletcher. Like, can I get off this fucking team? Like, I saw a fucking thing on Twitter. Be like, every Flyers player's like, can you fucking trade me now?
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I'm certain guys, especially if I'm in like the last year of my contracts, like Giroux, I consider going into Fletcher's office and be like, yo, I'm willing to waive my no trade clause. Here's the list of the teams I would go, and then just walk out.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
Drew's 35 years old.
I would.
He doesn't have much longer. Let's get to do the cup.
I know. That's the whole reason why I want him traded. It's like, listen, we're not going to win one with you. We got to rebuild. He's running out of time. We got to send him on his way. I hate it. I don't want to do it, but it is what it is. I want him to win a cup more than I want to see him suffer. That's just a no-brainer. I'd rather see you win a cup than see you wear the orange and black jersey and try to lead a piece of shit team like this.
Jesse, I'm jealous. I would love to get to the Pepsi Center, and actually, it's not even the Pepsi Center anymore. I think it's the Bell Center now, or Bell Center, something like that. But I would love to get to Denver and see an Avs game on home ice. That atmosphere is nuts.
And I mean, talking about the Avs, where they're saying, the Flyers are a long way away. The Avs were terrible for a few years there, and that's how they got players like McKinnon. They got Landeskog. They got so many great players just from being a shit team and getting really great draft picks and developing them and not rushing them and allowing them to turn into. And they did get Cale McCarr.
How many years did they have to go through this?
About, what was it? They went through a bad period for 4 or 5 years there, I think it was. I think it was something like that. They were really bad for about 4 or 5 years.
I mean, you go out and you get Nathan McKinnon, you get Gabriel Landeskog, you get Cale McCarr a few years ago. Your goaltending's been an issue for the last few years, but it seems like that they got that nailed down now. And then, I mean, a lot of it is going out and making some trades too, and bringing in the vets at the right time. I mean, you had Eric Johnston there, which seems like forever. You would go out and you get Jack Johnson, and now you have Devon Taves, who you acquired last year, and that kind of shores up your defense a little bit more. And I know there's a couple other players in there. You had Adam Graves until this past season, and you traded him to, I want to say, the Devils.
Yes.
And then on top of it, you add Nazem Kadri, you add Andrei Burakovsky, you add a couple other players there. They've mixed it right, and everybody. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. After Patrick Waugh got fired, I'm like, all right, this team's going back down. They're back up. And they've done a good job of drafting, and they've done a good job in free agency, and they've put it together. I think the Flyers can do that, but again, you got to consider, and you got to consider new ownership.
It starts at the top and it works its way down. And it's just as simple as that. Troy say, not going to lie, y'all need to blow it up ASAP. Yep, agreed. Not going to argue with that point right there. All right, gentlemen.
Before we start wrapping it up, the good sign is there's not a lot to blow up here. They don't really have a lot to have to really worry about getting rid of, because like I said, they do have some good prospects in the AHL right now that are getting ready to come up. Enforcer, Wisdom, Zamola, Jackson Cates, and there's a few others down there.
And we do have our compliance buyouts. So anybody worried about big contracts, we do have the ability to buy someone out. Looking at Kevin Hayes. But I'm
not even worried about Kevin Hayes at the moment.
I would buy him out only because that way you don't hurt yourself moving forward contract-wise and cap-wise, because his is a very long contract with a lot of salary on it. But
yeah, but in that same breath, there's worse contracts.
There are, but I do not like those contracts. I hate contracts like that. It's like, no, because you're fucking yourself in the future. Whether you realize it or not, yeah, it's good now. But what happens when 5 years down the line and this team still sucks? Like, what the fuck?
Well, then if it's a 5-year contract, you trade him at the end of his contract, because that's more likely where he's going to get moved. But I mean, like I said, Kevin Hayes is the least of my worries on this team. I know he hasn't exactly been living up to the contract, but he is the least of my worries, because I know the type of player that he is. Unfortunately, last year he's dealing with sports hernia. This year he's dealing with the death of his brother. He hasn't had the easiest 2 years recently.
I know.
So he's
I
got a
know.
lot going on right now. So I mean, I want to give him a little bit more time because I don't think year one was a fluke. I don't. I've seen him play really good for the Rangers. He had that little stint with the Jets where he was really good too. And he was really good in his first year here. I think it's still there. I just think he's had a rough couple years. So I'm not ready to give up on him yet. If you want to buy out JVR, I'm all for it. I'm all for that.
I'm fine with that too. Yeah.
That 100%.
I'm fine with that.
Because one, he's got 2 years left on his contract and he's making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So you won't have to worry about that as badly as if you cut his contract now, you're paying another 4 years on the contract, 3 years on the contract. It's sort of like the Briz situation where we're still paying off Briz for another 2 years. And think about how long ago that buyout was. See what I'm saying now? Now that it all evens out, when those two buyouts end now, and I just thought about this, when those two buyouts, they end at the same time. So you get both of them back at the same time. So that's also the other reason too.
That is something to think about. I'll agree with you on that. Anthony's saying the one person I should watch to not ask for a trade is Carter Hart because he's not getting no defense in front of him. Players not giving 100%, and lots of losing games. I know he does deserve better. You know, we finally get a goalie and the team turns to shit. Ain't that the fucking? Isn't that like the fuckest thing you've ever heard? It's like, oh, finally the Flyers get a goalie and the team falls to shit. Can't fucking win. Can't have anything nice. Just, God damn it, Philadelphia. Why do you have to be so Philadelphia? Can you just...
Here's the good part, though. Like I said, like I told you before, Matty, like I was saying last week, he's only 23.
I know.
He's not even in his prime yet. So when this team gets back to par, he'll be in his prime. And he'll be playing better than Evan could ever expect.
We'll see. We'll see about that one.
No, I poke fun, but I kid.
Wow.
I mean, it's not promising right now. I get the frustration. I've been through it with Anaheim. It's rough, but it'll get better. It'll get better. Like I said, I don't think the Flyers are in a terrible situation. I just think it's a couple pieces here and there, and I just again, I think ownership is the biggest issue with this organization and why they're not succeeding and getting any better.
All right. So, let us wrap this bad boy up.
He wasn't terrible, Benny. He wasn't terrible last year. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible.
What, Nola?
Yeah. He was all right.
So, gentlemen, is there anything else you wish to speak on before we wrap this bad boy up?
Sell the team. That's all. Sell the team.
And Chris Dunn saying Kevin Hayes just got paid and doesn't care, just like JVR. His brother is an excuse. I feel bad, but do your job.
I mean, that's a whole nother level though. Like you lose your brother, like that's tough to deal with. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, I don't think he doesn't care. I just think he's messed up in his brain a little bit. That shit messes with you. Especially when it's the way that Jimmy went. Like it's not okay.
No.
I'm not justifying the way he's playing, but I'm just saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, I know that I've seen the type of player that Kevin Hayes is. I know he's a much better player than what we're seeing. Could you be right, Chris? Absolutely. You could absolutely be right. He got his payday, and that's it. But that doesn't make sense to me because he got paid. He had a great first year with the Flyers. Last year, he was playing injured the entire year. This year, he's got to worry about his brother. I mean, it's tough. I mean, these sports are as mental as they are physical. So, I mean, once you're not in the right frame of mind, it does take its toll.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege God saying those refs were stupid game, as fuck. Yeah, they weren't great tonight, but the Flyers are not doing themselves any favors by just playing like garbage. All right, guys.
Go.
All right, so we thank everybody for chiming in. We love all you guys, everyone new and returning. We always want to see more of you guys chiming in.
Hit that
And
like, hit that subscribe. Let's go.
absolutely. And the Hockey
Tell your
Happy
friends.
Hour tonight brought to you by great sponsors like Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal. Brian knows all about it. His shoulder was bothering him, and he went to them, and well, it was better than ever.
Those guys do a great job over there. Carrie and Cherry Hill was awesome. Allie was my main therapist over there. Tons of knowledge. They do a great job. Go check him out. He's our doc. Got to make him yours.
Absolutely. And we also have, of course, a very serious one here. This is, anyone who's struggling with mental illness or addiction issues. Always important. You always got to take them seriously. We have the Sunrise Detox Counseling Center. You can call them at 856-651-8117. We don't want to see you go through that. And we don't want to see a loved one go through that. It's the kind of stuff that can hurt you in so many ways, send your life to a tailspin. The last thing you want to do is see that happen. So make sure you make that call. Get them the help that you or them need. Don't waste time with that. All right. And for all those who have ever been taking a little trip down to Ocean City, you can take a look at All Campus OC. They're giving 20% off everything in their store, including hats, shirts, and their team cornhole sets to all of our subscribers. So, yes, get subscribed up like Bryce said. John Coyle has a great shop there. He does the ramp booth. Great guy. Yeah, definitely check out his store down in Ocean City and wear your team colors with pride.
Got this hat over there at All Campus, so definitely check him out. Good quality stuff he's got over there.
Absolutely. And if you are in the Levittown, PA area, go to Gleason's Bar, which is located 6700 Mill Creek Road, and use the promo code A2D for 10% off of your order whenever you dine in, take out, or if you order online at Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com. And for those out there looking to buy or sell home, looking for a change of career in brokerage, Alan Foy, eXp Realty, LLC at 302-682-8820. That's where you want to go to. You can also visit them at the web at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Hey, when you're buying or selling a home and you're looking to make that change, it's a big deal. So definitely contact Alan Foy and make sure you do it right because, you don't want to mess that step up. All right, then. And our show sponsor, the one and the only Body Check Wellness. You get 25% off your order using the A2D code. Guys, listen, sometimes life will make your head spin, hard to get focused on things. This is the kind of stuff that'll help you do that, help you get motivated, help you kind of clear everything out. And, whether you're working out, dieting, or whether you're just trying to live a better life and just kind of think a little bit more positively. Just something that I think we all need to do now with the Flyers. Body Check Wellness is the place to go. 25% off A2D code. That's where you go to get yourself that clarity and that focus. All right. Gentlemen, it has been awesome. It has been a pleasure. Evan, you're welcome back anytime, man. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Anytime, brother. It was fun with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, check out In the Flight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. It is definitely worth checking out, like all the shows are here at a2dradio.com.
Like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on the notifications. You'll never miss anything A2D has. Absolutely. We have a lot of great shit over here. We got a lot of great shit. Take it from two of the guys who have been here the longest. A lot of great shit here. And it's only getting better. Adding guys like Evan, adding guys like Jimmy, adding guys all over the place, all tons of great stuff. We got former Eagles running back Marcus Thomas is a part of the A2D crew now. Every Thursday night at 7:30 does his show. I believe it's what Pro-Am Talk, I believe it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does a great job on that. So check that out. We have all kinds of great stuff here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, notifications. Let's go.
Yeah.
And if you already do it, pass this on to a friend.
Absolutely.
Next week, Winnipeg Jets at the Philadelphia Flyers. So we'll have another live reaction game for you guys.
Yeah, that would be so. Oh boy. Another loss coming up.
So
all right.
positive.
Gentlemen, like I said, it was a pleasure. Hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yep.
Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week for the Flyers and the Jets. Peace and love, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other out there. And we'll see you next time.
Be safe, y'all.
Peace.